Nothing. That's good.
What up?
I need that sports encyclopedia. BetUS Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
Coach JB.
Yeah.
Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. Hop into
you are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. Use not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I flow. Big Komodo, how it's talking.
Gotta get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so past it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight and I said that guy should be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
The gap, Smitty and Jason Brown.
Coach JB Show.
What up? We are in the building. It is Talk That Talk Tuesday, Doc Talk Tuesday, as Dr. Jesse Morse joins us, and not Gawk Gawk Tuesday. Remind you that. We're not doing that on this show. But we got Doc Talk. We got T-Rich Tuesday. Bama legend Trent Richardson joins us. And Steve Kim, the Korean Cosell. He'll be joining us as well to talk some boxing and some Miami Hurricanes college football, ACC life with Steve Kim. So we got a loaded lineup. Dr. Jesse Morse will join us right out the gate when he can. Give us some updated NFL injury news and updates as we'll be diving into that as well. So this show is brought to you by BetUS. And, baby, do we have a commercial yet? If not, don't worry about it. If so, we can maybe do it right here and then right out the gate and fuck it. We'll show our BetUS commercial, but just let me know when you're ready. We'll drop it during the show. We got a loaded lineup, and let me dive into this show is brought to you by BetUS, so make sure you head on over there and use the promo code CoachJB and get you 150% deposit coverage. Plus, if you do it a second and third time, you get 125% plus gambler's insurance protection at BetUS.com. Use the promo code CoachJB as they're the proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. And all you guys out there who have a man cave and watching Sunday football, NFL ticket, or whatever, Red Zone, or you're watching Saturday college football with your boys, head on over here, right here, Skybox Sports, and get you a ticker, and you get 10% off using my promo code CoachJB as well. So a lot of new sponsors, a lot of new love. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member if you're not one today. Because, we will be taking calls. We'll be in the studio tomorrow as Noel Mazzoni joins us to get on the big board with some new NFL film to break down tomorrow Wednesday. It's Work Boot Wednesday. So let's dive into it, man. It is Doc Talk Tuesday, T-Rich Tuesday, and Steve Kim, Korean Coach Cell Tuesday, right here live on YouTube and X every single day, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific, on the realest show on planet Earth. So let's dive into it. The Jets are cooked. The offense looked better, sure. They had some explosive plays. They had more explosive plays than any other team in the NFL last night. Fact. But yet could only muster 20 points. They do things that losing teams do. They miss field goals. They had 20-plus penalties, false starts, horrible O-line play, bad wide receiver play as a group, and their mediocre quarterback play, to be honest. Yes, I said it. It's pretty mediocre. Woody Johnson is a horrible owner if we are comparing resumes to other owners in the NFL, and has done nothing but screw this organization up even further and more than it was before he bought it. It doesn't matter who the coach is. Have we figured this out? It doesn't matter who the QB is. This year's team under Aaron Rodgers is 2-4. Last year's team under the Mormon MILF Hunter were 3-3. And guess what? Everyone out there that loves stats, both teams have scored exactly 113 points through 6 games. Make it make sense. The AFC this season is horrific at best. So maybe the Jets can use this offensive night as they had last night as a promise or a motivation. But again, I wouldn't bet the house on it. But they could sneak in the playoffs. Having said all this negative stuff, they could still sneak in the playoffs, and everyone in New York will be saying, next year now will be the year. No, this team is composed of all the wrong parts, all the wrong pieces, and this nucleus just isn't it. The quarterback is on the other side of good, and this quarterback and this wide receiver core with its set of tight ends are just not a good unit. The O-line isn't very good at pass pro. They have no identity in the run game, and this defense is being wasted in front of our very eyes. But what do I know? Let's dive into it, man. The Bills take out the Jets as Josh Allen looked like he had to carry that Bills team on its back. They go to 4-2. The Jets go to 2-4. And that was basically for first place. And that's how crazy this AFC is right now. Aaron Rodgers calls out officiating post-game, including the roughing the passer calls on himself, which I did a little video of last night. I even heard him live say, what a soft call. He told that to the Bills defender who sacked him. That's how bad the NFL is, Roger Goodell. But what do I know? Dan Lanning confirms the 12-minute penalty was intentional. I talked to Dan Lanning myself. He's going to come on the show on a bye week, so we'll have Dan come on the show. Shout out to Dan Lanning and the Oregon Ducks. Now they have moved up to 2 in the polls. Cam Rising on the other side of this thing in Utah is now eligible for an 8th season. Yes, people, I didn't say 5, 6, 7. I said 8th football season, and I did a video myself for that one, after being ruled out for the rest of the season with a leg injury. Enough is enough. I have a Coach JB rant for this one. Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy had to move his press conference to a Zoom meeting because this guy headbutted his cow. Yes, he headbutted his cow. With all that hair and that mullet, you still got hurt by headbutting your fucking cow. Go figure. But before we begin, on this loaded Doc Talk Tuesday, my co-host extraordinaire, Naptown legend, Far East Sider, 317, LeBron Hairline Having, Lamar Jackson Lovin', IR5 Defendant, Caitlin Clark Jockett, Fox Sports' very own, Big Smitty. Welcome him in.
What's going on, y'all, man? Big Smitty is in the building. I'm wearing brown on brown, and I ain't frown. I got a big smile because I'm here on Talk That Talk Tuesday. I got JB here locked in with that weird facial expression on his face.
Let's get in, Doc. Doc, what's up, man? What's going See, you talk, Doc, this motherfucker want to talk. I just cut him out. You know what I mean? I was going to let him cook. I was letting him cook, Doc, until he started talking about my weird face. And then we brought a guy in without a weird face, and that's Dr. Jesse Morse. So Big Smitty will have to redo his intro later because we don't have time. I ain't
gonna do it again. What's going on, Doc? How you doing?
What's going on?
I ain't gonna do it again.
You guys got any penalties from me, or what's going on?
Man. Flag on JB is to start the show.
No, Smitty was late. So he was already got a 5-yard penalty, delay a game. We got, I don't know, Doc. I was just doing my intro and you popped in. So I don't know if you got to hear it, but we got to witness it's a bad owned team. It's bad owned. Woody Harrelson bought it in 2000. They haven't improved at all. No Salah, no Hackett, same result.
Did you guys get to appreciate Bill Belichick talking about him?
I saw that clip. I saw that clip that was going around online. He
was with Peyton and Eli, and he was talking.
Bays don't bring it up in like probably a minute. So as soon as he has it out, we'll bring it up for the fans to see.
So Smitty, he said he wasn't going to coach him?
No, I mean, just by the way he's talking, there's no way.
There's no way. He's going in on Woody, like to where like,
he basically said your entire career you've won 30% of your games.
Like going in, so he'll never coach there for sure. So you can cross the Jets off his list.
Maybe he wants that Cowboy job then.
I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
It was funny.
That James Cook injury last night.
We got it real quick, Doc. Bentley, go ahead and throw it up real quick.
That's kind of what it's been there at the Jets. You know, it barely won over 30% in the last 10 years. So, you know, the owner being the owner, just ready, fire, aim.
But Bill, you mentioned,
ready, fire, aim.
Ready, fire, aim is crazy.
Parcells was the head coach. He stepped down. You replaced him for a day before resigning. We have a recreation of your resignation letter that we can show here. You wrote, quote, "I resigned as HC of the NYJ," and you wrote it on a napkin. Bill, looking back, which is stranger, that you resigned on a napkin or that you couldn't be bothered to write out the words head coach?
I was tight on space.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I like this new version of like Bill Belichick. Seeing him not coach, he's so much
not
more
a new version though. Man. That's the thing. That's
why I put the quotes, JB.
And now he can be himself. He had to be so stoic.
But you know,
right?
And I get what Smitty was saying. But you know, that's the thing. That's what. Oh, JB. That's not JB on Netflix. No, it actually is JB. You just don't fucking know. You weren't there. This is Bill Belichick. I like my former coach, James Fuller, coached with Bill in New England for 3 years. And he was like, dude, this dude's a fucking G. Like, he's unbelievable. He grinds us, he works us, and he knows everything about the game, and he grinds it, and he gets ahead of the game. Like, he's checking out referees in the fall, in the winter on what refs they're going to have. And he's breaking down refs and shit. Like, the guy's meticulous. But everyone says he's an asshole because most winners are. Sorry. But, you know, I'm the asshole too. So, I like this, JB. I like this Bill Belichick. Well, we're the same fucking guy. We just don't cater to you fucking idiots. But anyway, Doc, let's dive right into it. We got a lot to discuss here. Lot going on. Injuries just keep piling up every single week. Even Mike Gundy, the head coach at Oklahoma State, has an injury because he hit his fucking horse in the head, or a cow or something hit him in the head. I wish he would have bucked him in the head. Oklahoma State's fucking very bad college football team, and Colorado looks like they're right in the thick of things in that division. I know you went to a game against UCF. They lose a heartbreaker to K-State last week. That conference is wide open. I just wanted to bring that up real quick because this is why I don't believe Travis Hunter will be sustainable in the NFL. Any news on Travis Hunter, since he's the biggest name in college? Do you see him missing, or because I hear he doesn't practice? So any injury update on him?
Not that I'm aware of. No, I haven't really been following him. There's so many damn NFL injuries. I can't keep track of all the other ones.
He gets dislocated shoulder from what I've heard.
I'll look into it, but I haven't seen anything. I have to that's if that's true, that's a big deal. That not only can you not play one way, you might not be able to play either way.
Yeah, you got to go to offense, in my opinion. You got to go to wide out and stay.
I know he wants to play both, but you're doubling your risk. I get that. I mean, he's been really, really, really good. I just, there's a lot, especially when you're hitting people like we saw Rapp last night have a hell of a game, right? But it's just a lot of risk. I mean, these guys are a lot bigger, faster, stronger.
No doubt.
And you're increasing your. That's why no one does it. It's just I'm sure there's plenty of guys that could potentially play on both sides of the ball.
No
but
doubt.
You just have to pick your strength and limit your bullets.
Yeah. Let's go right into last night's game. Any injury sticks out last night? I know the right tackle was back after 2 weeks. He played, and then you got Tyron Smith, who just looks he looks like he's 45 years old out there. To be honest with you, he got on the edge and ran well, but then he misses the corner and falls on his face. He just looks old. The team up front looks old. The Jets look old. I'm gonna be honest. Any injuries from that game last night that stick out?
Yeah, well, James Cook missing. I think this was more on the team than him. He has never missed an NFL game, to my recollection. And now I think Najee Harris is the only one, if I remember. But this, I think he could have played, but he wouldn't be very effective. You saw Ray Davis and how good he was. I'm a little disappointed that he didn't get. They didn't get Frank Gore Jr. in there, at least for a rush. Frank's a nice kid. His father is too. But they looked good. Shakir didn't do a whole lot of anything. Some of that might have been defense. Some of that might have been his ankle. And realistically, I think we got lucky with Garrett Wilson not suffering a concussion or rib injury or enough to keep him out of the game. Kind of a good injury right in the middle of two guys in the middle of the air. And then I don't know what the hell happened with that Mike Williams catch/interception. They said he was being evaluated for concussion. So we'll see if that was just a cover up or if that was real.
I got my feelings hurt, Doc. That's what we call it in the NFL. I heard
I don't know how if he did a concussion, I'm not sure how it happened because I didn't see him hit anything, but
it didn't happen.
It's technically possible.
And Garrett Wilson wouldn't have got hurt either if he caught the goddamn football. Just throwing that out there. Because you catch the ball like this, and guess what? It's protected. We man, it's crazy. But go ahead.
No, but I mean, we got overall. I think Josh Allen kind of bailed him out again. If he did have a concussion, although I still am skeptical about that, he looked good or pretty good. He made some beautiful throws. He didn't run a whole lot, like his true ability. He didn't run a whole lot. They just handed off to Davis like a million times. And if it wasn't for the wind, it would have been a different game because 3 field goals, to at least 3.
Might have been 4
kicks.
or 3 field goals with an extra
it was
point.
more than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
But AFC East are going to be interesting to see how it plays out because this is really way closer than I'm used to seeing over the past 20 years or whatever it's been.
Yeah, man. So going back to Sundays, kind of the actual weekend games, anything stand out from Sunday? I know it had to be a few.
There weren't a whole lot of injuries, thankfully. Joe Mixon looked pretty good when he came back.
Yeah.
They confirmed a high ankle for him. He was hobbled. If you saw that big run kind of early in the game, he still wasn't 100%, which is fine, but he racked up points. He looks really good. Nico Collins will probably be back week 10. We did see a couple new injuries. The Saints, who were scheduled to play in 2 days, will not have Chris Olave, or they won't be able to face Patrick Surtain because both suffered concussions on Sunday. The concussion protocol is 5 days, and they only have 4 days to clear it, which is not obviously possible. So if they're in the concussion protocol, they should not be able to play. Rashid Shaheed also suffered a potentially significant knee injury, and he probably doesn't, he's got 2 days to heal up. I don't know how that's going to play out. So it's going to be a combination of guys we've really never heard of. Maybe Taysom Hill can make it back with his rib fracture. Alvin Kamara is probably going to have a million touches. Spencer Rattler looked pretty good considering, the situation and whatnot. I think Carr is going to miss a couple more games, probably 2 more, maybe 3 more, depending on politics, so to speak. And then, there were a couple other injuries, but nothing huge, major.
Well, the biggest one, obviously, Aiden Hutchinson, went down. Obviously, we know kind of what that situation is, but educate me and some of the viewers a little bit on like the recovery process and the reality. I saw something, I don't know if it came directly from his camp, but it said something like when the Lions make the Super Bowl, he'll be, planning on suiting up for the Super Bowl. Like, is that something that's even realistic?
So this was a crazy injury.
Yeah.
This was just an unfortunate situation. It was just a fluky play. He just turned the corner.
Crazy.
His leg whipped out a little bit. He hit the I think it was the left knee of one of his guards or tackle, one of his linemen. And if you understand how hard it is to break this bone, it's amazing that he could do it just on that type of play. And if you don't need to pull it up, but you saw the bone basically like kind of curve, which is gnarly. That means you fractured at least the tibia, probably, initially I said probably the fibula, and which is the small bone on the outside, and that's what he ended up doing. If it was just a mid-shaft tibia isolated injury, then, so you can see it right there, realistically, that means that if it was just a mid-shaft tibia, then he potentially could have came back between 2 and 3 months. They
Doc,
confirmed
this injury right here, not to cut you off, but this injury is similar to what, like a UFC fight, right? When you kick it, you got to kick it at that angle. Like I've had a kid, Freddie Mitchell. I don't know if you were around then, but I coached him and his brother. He was at UCLA, played for the Eagles, caught the ball, in the Super Bowl. But he broke his femur.
Oh, that's even harder to do.
Which is the hardest thing to do, and his big toe hit his forehead.
Yep. Yeah, that's the only way that's happened unless you are, super flexible.
And I was on the sideline, Doc, and he's to this day has never watched that tape of it. But that was the most gruesome injury I've ever seen because he just happened to land and snap.
Oh yeah,
foot hits him in the
that's crazy.
That right there is kind of reminded me of a UFC fight or something.
Conor McGregor did something similar. He kicked Dustin Poirier a couple years ago, and his leg just snapped.
Yeah, this was just a fluky play that just gives you an idea of how strong the other guy's knee was, shin was. They confirmed yesterday that he went to Baylor, had immediate surgery, emergency surgery. He fractured both the tibia and fibula, which basically means both bones, and there's a good chance he injured ligaments because just of the nature of the level of trauma. The syndesmotic ligament are in between the two, so it'd be here. That's the high ankle ligament. The ankle joint or ankle mortise is probably disrupted just given that both of those bones have to make up the joint. So if they're fractured, there's going to be some movements. As a result, you're looking at 4 to 6 months, best case scenario, even with throwing the kitchen sink and with super athletic freak athlete. I just don't think it's realistic. Let's hope he doesn't develop foot drop. That's my hope.
And what is foot drop?
Foot drop is when you injure the peroneal nerve, which is a nerve that runs around the top of the fibula, which is kind of like that small bone on the outside, but just below the knee, like at the top of it.
Yeah.
And that's the nerve that has your foot going up, allows it to go up. So if you fracture it, it sags. You can't fire. So they're going to be super focused on this, and so they're going to probably never let it happen, but. It can happen. It does happen every once in a while. So either way, that would be bad. But I mean, I'd say he's going to be probably 95% by 2025, like early on,
And then, Doc, we don't talk about complication, infection, and all the shit that can go along with it. And let me ask you this. Like for a femur reconstruction, obviously you got to put a titanium rod in there.
Yep.
You got to have the same replacement of that bone while it grows to be the biggest, strongest bone in your body, right?
Yep.
Until it reheals, though, you got to put some side. I know Freddie had a titanium rod back, and this was a 98. Is there any metal going into this part of the body?
Yep. They'll put the same. They'll put the same in the shin. They'll probably put a plate and screws in the fibula. If they have to reconstruct any of the ligaments, that's where it's going to delay him the most. Bones heal. They're fine. He'll have arthritis in his ankle in years to come. Let's hope that, I'll put it this way. There's a possibility this could have been what we call an open fracture, which means the bone pops through the skin. From what we can tell, it was not. That would have been a disaster. That would have been an infection.
Commonly known as compound, right?
Yeah, there's a couple different ways they describe it. You would have known it would have been gnarly. It would have been bad. I mean, it was bad, but it would have been even worse. To give you an idea, I was doing an interview last night, and somebody asked me what the comp was for that, and I said Alex Smith.
Ooh, wait.
So that like, hey, can it get worse? Oh,
Yeah.
it can get worse, and that would have been your worst. So I think he got lucky, even though it wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
Just unfortunate, and it'll be interesting to see. Reddick. They just said Reddick is allowed to seek trade. They just popped up a second ago. Hendrickson. Maybe they get JPP out of retirement. I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out. I think they need to try to replace him, even though you're not going to replace him.
Right.
The team looks good. They just dismantled the Cowboys. Dismantled them.
Bullied them.
I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to go after a Micah or Max Crosby.
I mean, Micah's banged up, but yeah.
Or Max Crosby. There's some other guys
yeah,
too.
Crosby would be. That would be scary.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, Smitty,
that would be scary.
By the way, Smitty, that last night's injury was not even, or that injury from Hutch, not even top 5 for me to see in person. Like, I've seen way worse. Napoleon McCallum, if you remember, you're too young, but he played for the Raiders. One of the nastiest ones. Joe Theismann by Lawrence Taylor was one of the nastiest ones.
Yeah. Alex Smith, obviously, yeah.
Alex Smith was nasty.
Even honestly, I think Chubb last year was nasty.
Chubb was nasty.
Chubb was nasty last
Speaking
year.
of Chubb, he should be back this week.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Like fully
and he
ready
should
to
be
go.
back this week. People asking me about expectations. That's separate discussion. I don't know. He doesn't do much receiving. They lost Jerome Ford for probably 4 weeks with a hammy. We did see Pierre Strong fill in, so maybe he does a lot of the receiving work. Donta Foreman will be there. I think 5 to 15 touches, which is a big range, is probably realistic. Maybe he rumbles into the end zone. I think we see TJ Hawkinson return this week. I think that's probably realistic as well. Cooper Kupp maybe this week. We'll see. Puka's not ready yet. He probably needs another 3-4 weeks.
What's Nakua got?
A bad grade 2 or maybe 3 PCL.
Fuck.
Which is what Lamar had a couple years ago.
Let me ask you this real quick. So Michael Pittman Jr., receiver from our Colts, he ended up playing this Sunday. But prior to Sunday, it was talk about him might be going on like IR.
Yeah, so this was a weird one.
What happened on that? Because this
was really, we don't hear this. I think either the Colts jumped the gun and misspoke, is my guess. Because rarely do you hear, hey, he's going on IR on Wednesday, and then Friday he practices and he plays on Sunday. Like, I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Right.
It was a back injury. Initially said maybe it's a transverse process fracture.
Here we go. I love this right here.
Hold on, I got my model here. There's a transverse process fracture.
Yep.
Maybe it was a herniated disc. Maybe it was an impingement on one of the lower spine.
He probably got a call. Somebody probably called him real quick. There we go. We got you. Can you hear us, Doc?
Yeah, somebody called.
We got you back. You're good.
So, maybe it was one of those, maybe an epidural. It's hard to tell exactly what it was. But realistically, either they hit him with oral corticosteroids, epidural, both. I don't know. I don't know exactly what they did. Maybe they heard Joe Flacco was starting. I don't know. IR5, your buddy, missed another game, even though I thought he was playing. I think this was a coach's decision.
Okay.
Flacco didn't look very good. He didn't look very good. He continued his streak of 2 touchdowns. It was kind of a fluky play at the end of the game, or towards the end of the game. Downs still looked good with his toe, even though I was a little worried.
Hey, Doc, the Colts did something that IR5 doesn't do, though. They won. That's what's crazy.
So, I mean, I think, I get it. You want to see Richardson play, but what's more important, Richardson playing or winning? Most of you would say.
Thank you, God. I appreciate you.
Doc's in the hurricane, homie. Doc's in the hurricane area.
But so we'll see. And then Jonathan Brooks will probably be activated in the next couple of weeks. And we'll see a couple other guys probably activated. Keaton Mitchell's not ready yet. Tua could be back in 2 weeks. They confirmed he is coming back. They just didn't say when.
Yeah.
I have to take off in a sec. And then, I think realistically, we will probably see Nico not come back until the 10th. AJ Brown looked good. Devante Smith looked good. A lot of the guys that came back looked good. The running backs has been a little bit crazy. There's kind of a lot of guys banged up. Stevenson probably going to miss another game because it's in London. Etienne probably going to miss at least a couple games with his hammy. James Conner might have a potentially injury.
Yeah. Let me ask you, Doc, real quick before you get out of here. Update real quick. Tank Dell played.
He can't hear you. He has to go. He has to go, y'all. He has to go. All right.
He's getting a lot of calls. He just texted me too. He's getting a lot of calls. Shout out for him coming in. We take Doc when we can so we can get some updates on him. So shout out to him. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just something. Probably he's getting calls, and sometimes when you get a call, if you're on your phone, it like messes the whole thing up.
Yeah. No, he just texted me and was like, "I'm getting blown up here, so I got to roll." But I was going to ask him about Mixon and Tank Dell. They played. Mixon did well for all you DFS fans out there. Mixon actually did well. Tank Dell scored a touchdown as well at wide receiver. So I was going to ask him, did they suffer any setbacks? But the Texans are rolling, even though they're not playing as well as they probably like. The Texans are indeed rolling. Let's rewind this thing, Smitty, back to the beginning and get back to the intro of the show before we get Steve Kim and T. Rich and everybody else to join us. You see the Skybox ticker behind us? That's what Doc saw on the ticker when it talked about Hassan Reddick possibly going to Detroit. There's some plays out there that can happen here because of all the injuries and everything else that's going on. So let's dive right back into it, Smitty. Let's get back into the quote of the day, brought to you by BetUS. What up, what up, what up? I am here for BetUS. BetUS is now powering the Coach AB Show with Big Smitty as our proud new sponsor. Head on over to BetUS today and bet all things Major League Baseball. We're in the thick of the playoffs. NBA is getting ready to start up, and the NFL is right dab in the middle of the season. You can bet it all on BetUS. Short, fast, skinny, tall, they bet it all. And make sure you use my promo code CoachJB and get you 150% off, up to $2,000 on your first bet and up to 125% off on your second and third bet if you choose to do so. Plus, you get insurance protection and gambler's protection on both second and third bets. So make sure you head on over to BetUS.com, use my promo code CoachJB, and make it happen. BetUS, the best offshore book in the business. Head on over there today. Is that proud new sponsor of the Coach AB Show with Big Smitty. BetUS. Go check it out. Peace. Yes, sir. The quote of the day. Shout out. I did that right before because Smitty was late and he didn't know.
I was on BetUS yesterday, man. Making some bets, but money lining. You know what I'm saying? The best platform to go on is BetUS, man. I love it. Simple, user friendly.
But you didn't want to do a commercial with me.
I don't like you, homie.
Quote of the day. Smitty, you probably don't know about this. You won't understand it. You won't grasp it, but it's cool. You will never reach your destination if you stop to throw stones at every dog that barks.
I like that. Stop worrying about everybody else and what they saying and because if they talking, that means they're not walking. There's no action behind what they're saying. People gonna talk. You're gonna have haters. I have haters every single time I step into this show. People are going to hate on you. Don't let them slow down your journey. You continue to climb the ladder and go as high as you possibly can, go as high as you want to go. Don't worry about responding and comment to all the haters that you see on your left and on your right. I love that right there, JB. That's a good one. Top 37 right there.
This cat right here.
Smitty is still a closet Obama supporter. I'm not gonna respond to this dude. You know what I mean? Because I could.
Brother though.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I could go in. I could say how he looks like a shit turd, or how he looks like he has a llama bean head, or he looks like Big Worm from Friday. I could say those things, but I would never say that though because I'm too worried about climbing the ladder and going up higher. So I'm gonna stall him out.
Like my quote.
Like your quote.
But you just said it though. You still said it though. You still called him all those things. I don't know if you knew that.
No. I said like I could, but I wouldn't do that though.
I know, but you still did, though.
No, I didn't call him that. I'm just saying I could call those things. Like those are things that comes to mind, but I wouldn't do that though.
But you literally just called him those things, though.
But I didn't actually call him. I was just saying what I could call him.
But you actually said it, though.
But like, I mean, I was giving you some examples of what someone could call him if they wanted to throw stones. But I didn't do it though.
But that's how we do it. That's BPS. That's how you do it without letting anyone know that you did it. So that's what you actually called him. So hey, shout out to old boy in the chat. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over to Prize Picks and use the promo code Coach JB. You can't fix yourself by breaking someone else. Contrary to belief.
Damn, you hitting me hard today. That's a real one. You so worried about everybody. Listen, when you going through stuff, you got to go through it. There's no way out. You swinging on this person, talking down on that person. Misery loves company, JB. Misery loves company. But you down in this other person isn't going to lift you up or remove you from your situation. You still got to get yourself out of that ground, out of that dirt, out of those trials and tribulations. Leave that person alone. They not doubting him ain't going to help you out, JB. God.
Poll question. Brought to you by promo code. Let's dive into it. Are the Jets done? And anybody out there want to chime in, check it out, come on in. Here's the reason. I'm going to start right out and say, I'm going to say no for this reason. I think they are done as an organization. I think they've hit rock bottom in several categories, but the AFC is so mediocre this year. You take away a Chiefs team who's undefeated, but we can argue they could be a 1-4 ball club. Any way, type of ball bounce goes the other way. The Chiefs are a 1-4 team. The Ravens start off 0-2. They lose a game to the Raiders in the same AFC, by the way. They hang on to beat a 1-4 at the time Bengals in a shootout overtime game. Bengals go on and beat the Giants in a dismal game later. But listen, the AFC is all over tipsy-turvy. I don't see a runaway team in that division. And even if the Chiefs go on and win 12, 13 games, they'll be the 1 seed, but that doesn't mean they are an unbeatable 1 seed. This AFC team, this AFC this year, to be honest, is anyone's ball game. It's up for grabs. The Ravens are getting better. The Chiefs have kind of stayed the same. What AFC team can you really see? The Bills, Smitty, I don't see. I just don't see the talent. Josh Allen's doing what he can, but if you watch the game last night, they really have no outside weapon whatsoever. They have no threat. Their O-line showed me something last night, though, that they can run the football with even a back that no one knew about who had 100 yards in the first half against the Jets defense who was supposedly run stoppers. And listen, kudos to the Jets, though. They still haven't allowed more than 23 points in a fucking football game this year. And it just blew my mind that we missed 2 field goals the Jets missed 2 field goals in the red. I know it was windy. I get all that, but Zerline's a top 5 NFL kicker. You missed those 2. You got penalty after penalty after penalty, both teams, but the Jets penalties to me are just self-inflicted. False start, guys downfield, illegal formation, illegal motion. We're not getting set for a second before the ball snap. This is elementary coaching 101 shit. Like, this tells me how bad Nathaniel Hackett really is. Because I'm telling you, Smitty, all this shit is on offense. Snap counts, fucking motions, false starts, sets, illegal formations, the lack of innovativeness. Now I got to get a guy in Todd Downing to come in there and fix it all in 1 week. And they have more explosive plays than any NFL team had last night. The Jets did. They had more explosive plays. So everyone's looking at this team like, oh, shit, the Jets are better on offense overnight. They were. That's how bad Nathaniel Hackett was. But guess what? Nathaniel Hackett has 2 years of fingerprints on this team. His thumbprint has been on this team's offense for 2 years. You can't just wipe that out. There's an embedded, negative, cancerous nasty taste on that offense, and it starts by formation and illegal formations and snap counts and illegal motions and false starts, Smitty. You don't just get rid of that, Smitty. You don't just get rid of that. That's like a DC coming over week 5 and telling you that, you know, I need you to be a tilted head up nose now. And you've been a 3 technique, and now you're tilted in the fucking at a tight nose shade, and now you're trying to change your life around overnight. It doesn't happen. For football people out there, it does not happen like that. And this offense is going to take time. We saw some big plays in the run game, and we saw all this stuff, Smitty, but it could be smoke and mirrors, man, because this could just be the beginning of the end for an organization that has an over-the-hill quarterback. And if you're really going to be honest, the wideout core is not good, dog. Mike Williams, I don't even think is an NFL wideout anymore. I mean, he drops a ball and hits him in the ball sack.
Literally.
No, literally. Like the ball came at him. He was like, like, what the fuck are we doing?
I think he wasn't ready for he wasn't expecting that ball to come out that quick, which is still on him. I'm just saying,
he needs to go though. Like, there's too many other guys out there. He needs to go. He's just not an NFL receiver anymore. He's got too many injuries. He's over the hill. He's just awkward out there. If you notice, he's a big X receiver. If anyone in the coaching world is in here, he's an X. That means he's a backside, single side receiver guy.
Yeah,
he's not a guy on the play side.
He's not gonna route you up and just like.
And I'm gonna be honest. If you really look at the play, when you're really good, wideouts help their quarterback because the wideouts got to be one guy, and then he's got to read the coverage and sit down in holes and zones or beat the top off the man. Quarterback has 5 or 6, 7 guys possibly in his face trying to get to him. He has to throw the ball in anticipatory windows based on where you are going and where the coverage is. If you look at the interception, ironically, 2 weeks in a row thrown at Mike Williams. Yeah. Why I'm saying get rid of that motherfucker. But anyway, the first pick last week was Aaron Rodgers. I say last night was Mike Williams because he slips coming back to the ball, but Aaron Rodgers threw it down the red line. We call the red line is between the numbers and the hashes is basically a ghost line that we're all taught and we teach. And what takes practice, Smitty, though, together, Smitty. Aaron Rodgers was in Gaza Strip. You had Mike Williams was doing something else. You had and then he missed his OTAs and mandatory camp.
6 weeks in, they practicing, homie. They practice, homie.
Yeah, but that isn't enough, homie. You don't play no preseason games. This team last night looks like a team that hasn't played together at all in preseason. It looks like they haven't practiced together at all during the week because these NFL teams don't practice no more like we know what practice used to be like. It's no longer that, and that's an NFL-wide thing, not just the Jets. But this team looks even worse because of the scenario that I'm discussing. But all that said and done, Smitty, I still think they could possibly go to the playoffs because this AFC is really, really bad. And the AFC East, Smitty, last night was for first place. One team went 4-2, one team went 2-4, and they're still in the mix. So the Patriots are dead. They're probably the first team right now. Them and the Browns, we could probably say, are eliminated already. And that's crazy, right? With the Browns having the roster they have, they're already eliminated. And now you got all these other teams that are going to battle. The Jacksonville Jags are eliminated, let's be honest. So you got these teams that are done already. That's my point. The Jets are going to be in the mix of this shit with eight wins. So, like, I'm just saying, that's why I don't think they're dead, but they are dead, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, you make a great point. Maybe they scratch and claw for a wild card at the end of the season, I'm sure, but it's like there'll be a quick, easy exit first round, even if they make it. So, like, are they dead? Yeah, they're dead because the expectations for this team wasn't just to sneak into the playoffs. It was to go deep into the playoffs, go to the AFC Championship, possibly go to the Super Bowl with this type of talent. You know, Aaron Rodgers is on his last legs. You know, this is either his last year or he has one more year prior to this, and he'll have to hang him up. He'll have to call it. So, the expectations were to be like Brady was when he went to the Bucks, or even a Matthew Stafford when he came to the Rams, to come to that team and be the changing factor of making this team go to the next level. We all thought in previous years that, man, if they just had a quarterback, this team would be one of the best teams in the NFL. And they're still the same team they've been the last few years, 2-4. So, for me, it's just frustrating because I really like the Jets. That's like the pieces. I like Aaron Rodgers a lot. I've supported him. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks. But, look at this stat. Shout out to Bay for throwing this up here. Last year around this time, they're 3-3. This year, they're 2-4. They're actually worse right now, from a record standpoint. Now, listen, when I look at the offense and I look at some of the plays and the balls that are being thrown, is Aaron better than Zach? Of course. But at the end of the day, the main thing is the main thing. This team offensively is performing at the same exact level. Look at the point score, 113. So as much as, I was getting excited last night watching, Aaron throw the ball around. Even though they lost, I thought Aaron did have his best game as a Jet last night, which I said earlier in the day that he would do so. It didn't cover anything. Now, it's not his fault that the kicker missed 2 field goals. But like you said, JB, it's penalties. They had a touchdown play. They got called back. And then shout out to –
we got to be honest, though. Take a fucking Hail Mary away. This team scores 10 points.
Right.
It's a fucking Hail Mary, by the way. It wasn't a fucking throw a dig route and he catches
13 points or whatever. Yeah, but
Hail Mary. Now, so count the 2 field goals missed if you want. If they don't get a Hail Mary, those 2 field goals don't help either.
Right. That's
so
real.
It's not like this team is out here just fucking icing and dicing cats, regardless. They threw a Hail Mary that no one wants to talk about that was a score. That if Lazard doesn't make a fucking tremendous catch on this thing, and then you got a holding call on the 2-yard line that cost me some fucking BetUS money.
Right. Which
Allen scores. Allen was on my deal. I put Allen on with Hell. I put both running backs for the Jets on my pick. Allen's walks in the end zone. They get Tyron Smith for holding inside late, even though it doesn't affect the play. That's just the call they're going to make. It is what it is. Smitty, we got a rapid fire segment that I'm going to do with you. You just got to follow along. I need 1 minute per question. Fast. 1 sentence if you want.
All right, let's go.
You can do 1 minute. You can do 1 sentence. I don't care what you do. Can't be more than 1 minute. Can't be more than 1 sentence. Or you're fired. So let's dive into it. Fact or cap? Brought to you by Skybox Tickers. Head on over to Skybox Tickers and use the promo code CoachJB. Get you 10% off plus welcome bonus. Fact or cap, Smitty? Doug Peterson will be fired with 1 more L.
Fact. It's a wrap. He will be fired. 1 more L. This last game in London, enjoy yourself because it's going to be your last week as a head coach. Fact.
I'm going to say fact as well. Robert Saleh set the tone for the NFL owners to fire anybody that's going to be struggling during the season. I think Doug Peterson will be fired. Fact. Fact or cap? Drake May's development is more important than the Patriots' wins and losses.
Fact. Because everyone knew coming to this season that this will be a down year for the Patriots, a rebuild year, new head coach, Belichick's gone. Right now, focus on the future, and the future is Drake May. I say fact.
I'm going to say fact, too. They miss Bill Belichick, and their new head coach, Mayo, is not a head coach, and this is a shithole organization, and Bob Kraft needs to go back to the Asian masseuse chair. Fact or cap? Season is over if the Browns don't make a QB change.
I'm going to say cap because the season is already over. It don't matter what they do at this point. If they're going to make the change, they should have made the change earlier at the beginning of the season or after 2 games. Like you just said a few minutes ago, they're already out the playoffs realistically. So I'm going to say cap because it's too late.
I see what you did there. Nice spin move right there. Speaking of spin moves, we're going to talk about Paul George later. Fact or cap? Packers have the deepest wideout core in football.
I'm going to say fact. Those young cats is balling right now. It's reminding me of the Packers of old with Greg Jennings, my guy James Jones, and all those boys over there. They balling, and they don't care who eats. As long as one of them eat, they all eat, and they happy about it. I'm going to say fact.
I'm going to say fact as well. I've been saying that. They're the youngest, and they're the deepest in football. I've been saying it for a while, except for the shitbird Dobbs. But fact. Fact or cap? Will Levis is not it.
Fact. He might be the worst starting quarterback in the NFL. This guy just makes bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. I told somebody on this show a long time ago that he's not it. Healthy or not, I'd rather have an injured quarterback than have Will Levis. That's how bad this cat is. He get him out the game, get him off the team. Shouldn't be starting. That's a big FACT.
Bailey was really mad in the back. I saw him. I would say IR5 is the worst, but we'll go with that. Fact or cat? I'm going to say cat because IR5 is. Fact or cat? Do the Cowboys need to flip their roster? Now, hold on, Smitty. That means maybe get rid of Micah. That means do something at QB that you just signed. That means something up front. I'm just telling you. Fact or cat? The Cowboys need to flip their roster.
If the goal is to make it to the Super Bowl, I'm going to say fact, because the definition of insanity is doing the exact same thing and expecting different results. And if you want to make it to the big game with this same team, it's not going to happen because you try to year after year after year after year, and they continue to fail. Jerry Jones, stand on business, try something new. I'm going to say fact. Oh my God.
Let's go. Fact or cat? I agree with you. Fact. Fact or cat? The Falcons playmakers have finally arrived.
I'm going to say fact. Watch out, because Kirk Cousins is here to stay. He's in Atlanta. Bijan.
London. Drake London.
Pitts. London.
They fact. And Algier. You add Algier with them.
Algier.
Finally arrived. Fact.
Falcons are real deal threats. I'm telling you. Watch out.
I picked them to win the South. Fact or cat? The Giants' offense has ruined their good defense.
Cap. Daniel Jones has ruined their good defense. Let's be real specific, homie. I'm not putting it on the whole offense. I'm putting it on that bad quarterback. Probably the second worst quarterback behind Will Levis in the NFL, the National Football League. So I'm going to say Cap. It ain't the offense, homie. It's Danny Dimes, as y'all like to call him. I call him by his government name, Daniel Jones.
I thought I was the one on the boats on weekends, but apparently you must be doing something more important than watching, because Daniel Jones over the last 4 weeks has been better than Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray, and I could keep going on and on. You don't watch football. You just proved it. Fact. Anyway, fact or cat? The 49ers are simply not contenders.
I'm going to say Cap. I know it looks rocky right now. I know it looks shaky right now. But as you alluded to earlier, the NFL's in a weird place where there's so many teams in the mix. Even with all their struggles, they're still right there. Everything they want is right in front of them. Winning the division, making the playoffs, everything is right in front of them. And I am not going to count out one of the best head coaches in the game today, and Kyle Shanahan and the Niners. I call it Cap.
I'm saying fact. The 49ers are just not who you thought they were, but they are who I said they were. Fucking fakers. They've never done shit under Shanahan. He's a horrible head coach down the stretch, and they've had the most loaded roster of the last 5 years and have got how many rings? 0. That's who they are. Fact. The 49ers are simply not contenders. Cap or fact? Jaden Daniels is the best rookie in this class.
Ooh, right now, I'm going to say fact. Rookie of the year. Looks, he's in the MVP conversation already. I know they took an L against the best quarterback in the NFL, Lamar Jackson. That's another conversation for another day. But the man has been balling out. He's accurate. He plays with poise. He's a leader. You could tell that team's really he's galvanized the troops. They trust him. They like him, even the OGs. I'm going to call fact.
I'm going to say fact as well. And Antonio Pierce took an 8-year hiatus on NCAA violations for him. So he did it right. He did it the right way. So, hey, love it. Fact or cat brought to you by BetUS. Head on over there. Use the promo code Coach JB. We'll be doing that a couple times a week now to wake you guys up. We appreciate you guys all being engaged. That shit spiked everybody's conversation, so I appreciate it. We'll come up with some great ones every single week, but we did 10 of them rapid fire. We did them in 6 minutes, Smitty.
Come on now. Pretty good.
Not bad. I carried us, but not bad. Not bad.
Well, you didn't carry. You were the host for that segment that I created about a year ago. So I'm glad we actually finally used some of the segments that I brought you to the table. And we don't look around. Fact or cap is from Big Smitty. Do not do that. Do not do that.
Baby didn't even know we had it. Baby,
not do that.
Baby don't even remember. It must have been not a very good segment.
Well, I love Bailey, but shame on Bailey for not having a good memory there at a young age. Because when we all met a long time ago, we threw our little segment ideas. Fact or cap came from me. You don't even use cap, homie. I'm
pretty sure I made it up.
You 53 years old, homie. You don't use cap.
I know. That's why I came up with it.
Who taught you cap, homie? Who taught you cap, homie?
That's what I'm saying. I wanted to use it because I wanted to be like, hey, you adapt or you die.
I'm gonna do you like Pac did Snoop the last time they saw each other.
Snoop's on everything right now. Like that motherfucker's on everything right now. Him and the Kelsey scare me.
Nah, don't put him in the same boat. Snoop always been like this. Snoop will make. I seen Snoop in like overseas commercials.
That's what I'm saying. You know why it scared me though.
Why?
Bailey, let's go to the commercial. We got the fastest 3 minutes. We'll be back in 3 or 5 minutes. We got a couple commercials.
First round performance.
Snoop and Kelsey scare me. What are you doing, homie?
Uh-huh.
What are you doing?
We got commercial.
They're probably on the Diddy list.
Let's go. Fastest 3 minutes brought to you by Slapdick Cigar Lounge and Studio and the Coach AB Show with Big Smitty. Let's dive into it. We got a lot to discuss here. And let's right into it. Fastest 3 minutes. Let's go. Washington, Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson. Could it be a former MVP and the new MVP? Jaden drops a dime. Woo! The IE's finest right here. SoCal native. Lamar showing that he's still the MVP. Looking like, Harbaugh is out here still winning games, but got to win a Super Bowl. Let's go. The Lions absolutely fucking mollywop the Dallas Cowboys, led by overpaid and under-deliverer Dak Prescott. We call him Whack Prescott here. But guess what? You got a problem, Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones had an actual stroke live during the game on his fucking 900th birthday. Let's go. Jordan Love throwing it up for grabs. And guess what? The shipbird himself is back. Dobbs returned because he got 3 balls this time, and now he can go to practice. Back in London again. The Jags get to stay there for a fucking 2 weeks, and then they fire Peterson on the way home because they're fucking horrible. Trevor Lawrence got paid to surf, it looks like, this offseason instead of fucking learn how to play football. The fucking Bears dominated them in the painted nails. Caleb Williams has 2 games in a row, and he out there looking good. So Caleb Williams, guess what? They're all at the salon together at a P. Diddy party. Let's dive into it. Look at that motherfucker. Woo, Caleb. All right, let's go. Fucking Saints come out, start on fire with Spencer fucking Rattler. But then Baker Mayfield shows why that fucking Texas Longhorns stabbed his Oklahoma jersey during the Red River rivalry. Here we go. Here we go. Algier, the Atlanta Falcons, dirty birding them. Blow out the Panthers and Andy Dalton. The Red Rifle needs to go retire. Holy shit, the Texans just keep getting better, and Houston is scary. They're the best team in Texas. The Yellow Towels going to Vegas. There was a few scraps in the crowd, but guess what? Aiden O'Donnell with the 70s point stash is not good enough. Justin Fields continues to win, so does Mike Tomlin, but Russell Wilson will probably get the nod. Jim Harbaugh has a slight heart attack on the sideline, comes back, and finishes off the Denver Broncos and Bo Nix. The Eagles get past the weird one, and Deshaun Watson continues to be the most overpaid, under-delivering quarterback of all time. The Colts and Joe Flacco get it done. And this old motherfucker showing IR5 how it is to play the game and not be hurt. Fastest 3 minutes brought to you by Slapdick Cigars and Coach AB Show with Big Smitty. Peace. What up, man? This is a proud new sponsor of the Coach AB Show with Big Smitty, and it is First Round Performance. Yeah. Make sure you head on over to firstraundperformance.com
We got the merch, the gear. They are top-notch company.
High quality, JB. All about the quality here. Workout gear, exclusive gear. What's that right there, JB?
By the way, nobody else in the country or the world has this short right here. You can put this short on. It helps your back. It helps your hamstrings, helps your quads as you work out.
What?
You can wear these right underneath your workout shorts or what have you. It's kind of like a girdle, but very, very comfortable. Shorts Against Syndrome. It's SAFS. Go head on over there and check it out. First Round Performance.
JB, they got workout bands. They got ankle weights.
What's this?
What's in that box?
Kind of good.
It's our first time seeing this.
What's this?
I'm nervous. What's that?
A 40-yard dash electric timer. You can go get your workout on with the light and the strobe and the whole deal. FirstRoundPerformance.com.
Oh, you just turned it on, JB.
Bam.
You want that smoke?
Go check it out.
I know you ain't trying to race me,
I might
JB.
race Smitty and smoke him.
You ain't trying to race me. You scared of that life.
Yeah, this is real deal. You guys got to go check it out. FirstRoundPerformance.com. Head on over there. Proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show.
This is nice, JB.
With Big Smitty. And
all this is mine, right?
hell yeah. Listen, their premium gear, including the revolutionary SAFS shorts I just showed you, are expertly designed by a leading orthopedic surgeon to align your hips and relieve your pain. It is trusted by athletes and active individuals alike, whether you are pushing your limits with their high-quality resistance bands, as Smitty just showed you, or boosting recovery with the powerful dual-spectrum red light therapy devices that I just showed you. First Round Performance delivers the tools needed to stay at the top of your game. Whether aiming for peak performance or simply wanting to live pain-free, they've got you covered. Visit FirstRoundPerformance.com or shop on Amazon today. They just launched their AmazonStore.com, their Amazon store. This is out there, First Round Performance on Amazon. And so go help them out and grab some performance gear today. And please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions.
Yes, sir.
Go First Round.
Go First Round, baby.
The promo code will be Coach JB. So check that out and head on over there today.
Get right, baby. First Round, the highest quality.
First Round Performance, go get you some merch.
Ooh, I like this shirt. I like this shirt, JB.
Peace.
Peace.
We are back in the building. Let me smoke a stick, sip some yak, throw some yak in the coffee right here. It is what it is. We are ghetto. M Angel 10. We are ghetto. We are the ghetto-ish show. Real show, ghetto show. Because, you know, we're supposed to be like, I guess, ESPN producers or something. Yo, this guy's name is Yo. You know why I got a turkey neck? Because your girl gawks me like a turkey. You fucking nobody. Now get a picture and become a member or you're blocked. Fucking bitch. We got the biggest bitch made cats that are non-members. That blows my mind. They think that I lose sleep over them or something. Like, really. They think I lose sleep. Like, oh no, Yo's turkey neck doesn't like me. I'm going to lose sleep. M Angel, I'm going to lose sleep. Fuck, man. I'll lose sleep on the fucking boat tonight. Let's dive into some things real quick. I want to dive into something. Bailey, I don't know if you can find it for me. I did a video last night, but Cam Rising, I know we're going to bring it up with a few other guys on the show, but Cam Rising, while I'm sitting here thinking about it, is going to go get an 8th year of eligibility. 8th year. Shout out to the Dodgers. They're going to go back to New York, tied up 1-1. They tied a record 33 innings in a row of shutout baseball. Unbelievable. Shout out to my Doyers, LA Doyers. Ohtani finally got going the other night. Last night they lost 7-3, but they'll go back to New York and still 1 or 2. If not, they'll come back here and wrap it up. And shout out to the New York City, New York, because both teams have won a playoff game now at the same time for the first time in several years. as the Mets and the Yankees are both in the playoffs in their respective division finals, championship rounds to go to the World Series. So could be all New York. It could be L.A., New York. What's better? What's a better conversation is what the question will be. But as long as my Dodgers beat the hated San Diego fucking Padres, that's all I care about because I know they're going to get the Mets. I'm not tripping. But the Mets have been playing better than anybody in baseball since June. But that doesn't mean shit. The Dodgers are too top to bottom loaded, and they'll figure a way out like they did against the Padres, like they did in game 1 against the Mets as they dominated them 9-0. And now they'll go to New York and still win. So that's where I'm at. Cam Rising. Let's dive into this one, man, because if you don't know what's going on there, take a look.
Listen, man, enough is enough. Cam Rising, I love you to death. You know I recruited you. I've watched you grow up. I get it. You're an unbelievable kid, and you're just not what you once were. The NCAA, non-caring assholes of America, has to put an end to this because the NFL product at quarterback is suffering tremendously. Either A, you're too old when you get to the NFL, B, you're too old in college because we're giving out bags. And the bag of money at an 8-year veteran guy like Cam Rising is going to be 26, 27, 28 years old in college. He should be coaching college football, not playing it. We got one guy at Miami who's in his 8th and 9th and 10th season. His younger brother is already in the NFL for 7 years. Make it make sense. Stop the fuck foolery. This is the real Coach JB. Peace.
Are you back? You ready to work?
Huh?
You ready to work now?
I've been ready to work, man. I apologize. I had an emergency situation just now.
We got breaking news.
Breaking news, fellas. The New York Jets have traded for Las Vegas Raiders or former Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Devante Adams. Devante is now paired with Aaron Rodgers once again.
You lying, Bailey. Bailey, stop lying to me right now, Bailey.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Who they get?
Media, stop lying to me.
Who they get, Bailey? Who they trade? What's the trade?
Come back in.
I'm not sure who they got out of it. Let me
This is insane.
Jets are trading for Devante Adams. Yeah, I'm not seeing what they got in return yet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what though, Jason? I love it. You just got done saying how Mike Williams is not it. He looks like a shell of himself. He don't have that connection with A-Rod. They just took another bad loss. And this is a tough loss.
Chico stick and a fucking string cheese. They got it for a Chico stick and a string cheese. This is player empowerment at its fucking finest, homie. They got it for a conditional 4th rounder.
That means AP was just fed up. It was like, let him go. Let him go. I don't care about it. I don't need no shitbird in my locker room. That's probably what he's thinking. I'm not calling about shitbird. That's what AP's probably thinking. He's like, I'm moving on. I don't care. Get us whoever. I'm trying to build now. And the Jets, man. Ask me that question earlier. You asked me about you said, was it facts or cap? No, it wasn't that. You said, are the Jets done? I think earlier I might have said they were.
Hold on, stop. Don't get ahead of yourself. Can I tell you what I think first?
Yes.
Because I want to be clear. I want to save you.
Okay, save me.
This don't help the Jets one bit. I'm being real with you. It doesn't help the Jets one bit. You know what it tells me, Smitty? Goes to my Raiders point. He stayed around to see Aiden O'Connell's first start. And he was like, can't do it. They're not good enough. I got to go. Because he stuck around, and I told you there was conversations with him and Pierce, and they're cool, and he's going to stick it out and get healthy. He was working out in the facility.
Well, it was rumors. It was rumors that he might stay, yeah. But I mean,
I'm just saying, I'm telling you, like, if Aiden O'Connell would have ripped it last week, and then at least this motherfucker would have been like, let's stick around.
I don't know, because he saw Aiden play last year. It's not like we never saw Aiden play.
But as a rookie, though, like, it's different. And they were bad, too. Like, he had – Devante gets it. But, like, you're not going to a much better – like, let's be real. We're not going to a much better situation.
I don't know, man.
The O-line is similar.
I don't know.
Only difference is the hype of the propaganda in the media that everyone thinks that Aaron Rodgers and him are supposed to go.
Last time I saw A-Rod and DA together, it was spectacular. That's all I know.
That was
I've never seen them not play well together.
Hey, good Packers O-line, good Packers.
JB, sure, but think about these plays that we've been pointing out last couple of weeks, right? These back shoulder throws that who we blame. Is it Aaron or is it Mike? Garrett Wilson, you got to catch that. I texted you last night. Come on, Garrett, you got to catch that ball. You get hit across the middle, you drop the ball.
Man,
these are plays that we know now moving forward. This ball is going to Devante Adams. Devante Adams, he gonna hold on to that ball if he get hit. Devante Adams, he knows the back shoulder because him and A-Rod been doing it for so long to where they can just look at each other and do a head nod, and they know what that means. Their communication between wideout and QB is like this. A-Rod don't have that with any of those other cats. Those guys are young. Those guys are still learning. Him and DA is on the same page. If they had DA last night, they win that game. Point blank, period. If Devante Adams was there instead of Mike Williams, they win that game. Point blank, period.
Let's dive into it. We got this slot open because if our main man can jump in early, he does, and he's here early. The Korean Coach Sal, the host of the Jason Whitlock Fearless Show, co-host with him and Mario Lopez, who just got inducted into the Walk of Fame in Hollywood for his Entertainment Tonight and Saved by the Bell and all the things that Mario Lopez does. The 3 Knockdown Rule host. Our main man, Steve Kim, joins us.
Steve, what's going on?
What's up, fellas? Good morning.
Come on, thank you for this weekend, man. Thank you for Saturday. Had a hell of a time. I love the Thai wings. I will be going back to just get food and leave now. I love that spot. Thank you so much.
Thanks, too. I spent $300 on Smitty drinks. Anyway, Steve, real quick, what's your take on this latest news here?
When I looked at the Jets last night, look, they need a younger version with a hot tub time machine of DeBrickashaw Ferguson more than Devante Adams. They have some real structural issues. Look, Aaron can still dot you up a little bit here and there. He shows remnants of why he's one of the all-time great spinners. But, geez, that team is just not sound. And if you can't block, you can't do anything. Now, will Devante help? Yes, because Mike Williams looks like Seabiscuit. It is sad.
Yeah, he's
it is sad. No, I am a big Mike Williams fan. I'll never forget the 2016 national title game in the fourth quarter. Bama had no answer for him. They really didn't. And I said, that is the very definition of catch radius. And coming into the National Football League, I thought he had Pro Bowls in him, but he always kept getting injured. And he does not look like the same guy. And he looks like Edward Scissorhands out there now. And that last play, when he got injured, and he kind of helped cause that interception, I said to myself, if I'm Mike Williams, I make sure I come back and leave a different impression. Because if that's what people are going to remember me by, I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to train like Rocky in Siberia for Ivan Drago. I cannot let that be the last image that fans have of me.
I'm getting text messages. Have you heard this too? Did they cut him?
I have not heard that. I just got the news as you did. I hope not, because, man, that's a terrible way to go out.
I would cut his ass if I'm the head coach. I'll tell you that right now.
Come on now.
He love cutting people this quick. You don't care about nobody's life or nothing.
Rodgers throws him at 2nd and 18. I'll walk you through the whole thing. I'm watching football last night for the first time because I'm like, let me really go through this coaching motion because I've been there as an interim and I've taken over a situation and I've fired guys. 2nd and 18, Rodgers takes a little 8-yard gimme to make it 3rd and 10. And this is Mike Williams, Steve.
I know.
And the ball hits him in the ball sack. And then the next time, they throw him this UFO route, and he gets it picked. Like, this guy is 6'5", and guess what? He doesn't need to be in the slot. There's a reason why he's an outside guy his whole career. In the slot with a bad O-line, that's what's going to happen. You're not going to see the ball very well. You're 6'5", closer to the quarterback. There's an O-tackle sitting there as well with you. He needs to be outside, away from the O-line and all the drama. And I don't understand. This offense is just so bad. And this truly proves, Steve, how much of a thumbprint Nathaniel Hackett has had on this offense. False start, illegal procedure, no motion. Like, the offense is fucking horrible. And last night
doesn't even look coached at times. And the other issue is, look, he wanted out of Green Bay, and I'm a big Rodgers fan, but we have to be fair about this. You wanted out of Green Bay. You wanted out of LaFleur. That Green Bay Packers offense looks like it's about to explode.
Hey, he would love these wideouts, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Romeo or out there, Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson, Jalen Reed. They got weapons.
The grass isn't always greener on the other side. Yeah.
They look good. I'm just telling you. And Jordan Love, you look at the Packers, they're going to go on about a 35-year run of good quarterbacking.
Which is insane. You know.
Versus this Jets team who's going on a 35-year-old run without a quarterback. Because I'm saying they always get the guy when he's not the guy anymore.
Right.
Michael Vick. Brett
Favre, Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, look at these guys. I mean, what's his name? O'Neal and Ken Eason. I mean, they were I don't know. I mean, they haven't had a quarterback. Vinny Testaverde.
Is Tyron Smith now Pylon Smith? I mean, jeez.
He's not the same at all. This almost reminds me
yesterday.
It reminds me of like that, what was it, the 06 Lakers team when we had like, you know, Karl Malone and
that team made the finals.
They did make the finals. Right, that's only different.
If Karl doesn't get injured and we don't have Slava Medvedenko, we actually at least make that series against the Pistons. It's really the team with Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, and then Kobe, who hated everybody on that team. It's more like the 2011 Lakers. Now that I think about it.
This Jet team looks like a bunch of Bronny Jameses. They just look like
bad. Well, they're not that bad. Come on, they're not that bad.
They look like a bunch of Bronny Jameses out here running to a P. Diddy party. Let me ask you something, Steve. Where are we at with this Jets team, though? Can they make the playoffs in what I think is a very, very mediocre AFC, Steve? This is a very horrible AFC, Steve. Think about it.
I get it. This is a very horrible Jet team.
That was for first. That was for first place, Steve. Last night, one team went to 2-4, one went to 4-2. All right, let me go. Process of elimination with you guys real quick. Process of elimination, Steve, and tell me.
Let's do it.
You're the voice of reason, Steve. The Jaguars, we already eliminated them. Let's just be real.
Get them out of there.
The Patriots gone.
Get them out of there.
Raiders gone.
Get them out of there.
Now it's going to go Chargers, Broncos in a situation depending on what else is out there. Now let's just keep eliminating. Browns gone.
Out of there.
Bengals.
Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet.
Right now, I would say they're gone. They're 2-4, man, and their defense is one of the worst in football.
Get them out of there.
Colts with Joe Flacco gone.
We 3-3. Hold on, we 3-3.
Don't matter. You're done. IR5's garbage. Who else? Like, think about it, Steve. Only the Chiefs.
I mean, I guess could they be the last wild card team?
But Steve, the Chiefs are 5-0
record. I guess
the Chiefs are 5-0, and they're 3 plays from being 1-4. Like, they're not very good, and they're 5-0. This is not an unbeatable team. The Ravens.
Who are the locks, though, JB? Who are the locks in the AFC? Chiefs, Ravens, Texans.
The Ravens started 0-2. Nobody knew what this team was. Now they've won some games, but yet are they really that good? The AFC.
Yes.
The AFC, but they're not. The AFC is not very good.
The Ravens are going to rampage. The
Ravens are real deal. Even though they're losing, they're real.
Steve, you know Miami can't win anywhere in the cold weather, so that might be worried about Miami.
Look, Miami's done. But
Tua's coming back though about 2 weeks.
It don't matter. We just mentioned a lot of teams in the AFC that are done, Steve. So you got the Ravens, the Chiefs, and the Texans that are shoo-ins.
All right, so the Jets could be the last wild card team. All right.
And the Bills are 4-2, but let's be honest. If we forward think here, the Bills are not a good football team. I'm just watching them.
They don't have no wideouts.
O-line,
they
they're
have
outside.
No threats outside.
Nah, their O-line's okay. Cook's out. I don't see the Bills being a really good team either. So I don't know.
You know what, Jerry? You're probably right, honestly. Like, I'm looking at the standings. They're probably gonna sneak in at.
I'd be devil's advocate
6-7.
Yeah, and then the Steelers are okay right now, but do they go to Russell Wilson? Because they can't win no. They can't win no game. See, they're not gonna win no game with Justin Fields. Not no meaningful game. I'm just saying. I'm talking about playoff game.
I'm a bad boy. I don't know, man.
Hey, Steve, we met you at the Hustler Casino for a fight. We gotta get your fight take before we dive into some college football. We got to get your fight take.
Better be Bivol.
Yeah, I mean, it was a closely contested, tense, high-level boxing match. I don't think it was a great fight. I don't think it's the type that you're going to replay over and over again. It's probably the type that trainers will probably review and study and try to impart knowledge upon their young boxers. Look, there's a lot of people that thought Bivol won the fight or it should have been a draw. I don't necessarily disagree. I had Beterbiev winning it the last 2 rounds. Dimitri needed to win one of those last 2 rounds to really cement his point home that, hey, I can stake a claim on this fight. He didn't. There was a lot of pressure, and Beterbiev's the type of guy, wherever he hits you, he hurts you, and I think that was the difference. I believe there could be a rematch because, quite frankly, neither guy may have better options, and Turki Al-Sheikh in the Riyadh season will probably finance that again. I would like to see it again and to see if Bivol can just push his way over the top. But look, it was a solid fight. It was not a great one. And there is a consensus that is split over who won the fight, but I had Beterbiev 115-113.
I saw there was a lot of hoopla online. Somebody had a scorecard. It was like 116-112.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's one round from 7 to 5. And
Gotcha,
look,
yeah.
But again, now that I think about it, but did any guy, either guy, win 8 rounds in that fight? I think there's an argument that each guy won at least 5. So then it comes to like, okay, who won the other 2 rounds? And how many clear rounds were there? There's so many ways to look at this. But look, I am intrigued by a rematch because I don't think the Benavidez will be available. I don't know if Canelo's going to ever come back to 175. So look, both guys are a little bit older, specifically Beterbiev, close to 40. But Beterbiev puts that constant pressure on you. And I would like to see in the second fight, can Bivol do a better job of sticking inside the pocket, saving his legs? But that's a danger, though. If you're going to stick in the pocket with a guy like that, that's an absolute wrecking ball. You are putting yourself in harm's way. But the problem is if you back up, you are now allowing Beterbiev to create momentum coming forward. So it's an interesting fight if it shouldn't happen again, but that's how I saw it. But again, I understand there's a lot of people that do think Bivol won. There's nothing I can do about it, folks. I'm not an official judge.
It's not my fault.
It is what it is. I just watch.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how that works out. All right, Steve, we got to dive into some college football. We got to see last weekend's games. Colorado loses at a barn burner. I was driving home, taking Fat Ports home, and I had to get all the way back, leaving you guys there. I missed the second half. I know you left right before it as well. Ended up being a barn burner towards the end there. We saw Cam Rising look absolutely atrocious, and he's going to get an 8th year, Steve.
I wouldn't take it. If I'm Utah, I wouldn't take it. Cam's got to understand one thing, Cam. You are now holding – look, you deserve respect. You took that program to Pasadena twice, but right now he looked alarmingly bad. And I go back to when he got injured. He made a dumb play. Bro, stop playing hero ball. You're not good enough. You're not John Elway. And that play that he got injured against Baylor, as I always say, that football when you're a quarterback is a grenade. And you pull the pin, it's like, you better understand, every play has a time limit, and you better get rid of it, chuck it, do something. He did one of the dumbest plays. I'm like, bro, you're an injury-prone quarterback playing with fire, and you got burned. If I'm Kyle Whittingham, I'd say, Cam, I'm going to be honest with you. As a 7th-year player who's injury-prone, I expect you to be smarter than that. And I know people say, well, injuries happen in football. Injuries happen more to quarterbacks who don't play smart. That's why the most unathletic white guys generally are durable. You know why? Because they don't try to be courageous and stupid. And that's why I'm like, you know what, Cam, you did this to yourself, and I'm not letting you do that to my program again. I'm getting Zach Wilson's brother. That's the future. I would tell Cam, if you want to play an 8th year, it's not going to be here.
Here's the thing, the deeper dive into this, so everyone's mad at me. I did a video, and I know Cam. I recruited him, a great kid, great family, Thousand Oaks kid. Listen, at some point, enough is enough, though. And I don't think people are looking at the macro here. They look at the micro, and they sit there and say, well, JB, he's a grown man. He can do what he wants if they're going to pay him. Listen, high school kids are already going under-recruited because of the portal. And now we got guys sitting here. Do you know the kid that plays for Miami? I believe he's in his 9th year.
Cam McCormick.
Do you know his little brother has been in the NFL for 6 years already?
Well, I saw the graphic. I don't know if that's his brother, but there are guys who came in the same class that are in their 7th year.
Maybe I got the wrong
basically our jumbo tight end. He doesn't play all that much. Guys,
I think there's another kid. Maybe it's not the kid at Miami. There's another kid that has
here's
a
the
brother.
issue with Cam Rising. If you come back and you're the presumptive starter for the Utes, if I am Zach Smith, Smith's younger brother, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, or Wilson's younger brother.
Zach Wilson, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, well, wait a minute. Excuse me. You've had 8 years, man.
Yeah.
You can't stay healthy. You were terrible against Arizona State. If you're not smart enough to stay out of grenades blowing up in your hand, maybe you shouldn't be the – and I like Cam Rising, but that play against Baylor, if I was a coach, I would have said, you know what? You're too dumb to be a 7th-year quarterback. That's just the way it works.
His mechanics are just bad, man.
I mean, he was throwing more knuckleballs than Charlie Huff.
It's hard to do.
Wakefield, he had no velocity. You couldn't run your offense with him, so he's got to go.
Look, I recruited him. When he left Texas, Steve, I recruited him. I think Herbert was in that class.
Right. And by the way, the other thing is I want to go to the Colorado-Kansas State game. Chris Kleiman got bailed out. On that second-to-last drive, when you had the lead with about 4 minutes to go, you needed to grind the clock. You had 2nd and 6, and you're inside Colorado territory. To not give that ball to DJ Giddens, not once in that sequence, that was coaching malpractice. And I said, my God, Kleiman, you overthought this. You don't give that ball to Dylan Edwards or throw the ball to a quarterback that I still think is very shaky in the throw game. Now, he ended up winning the game. You never should have been in that position. DJ Giddens got you there, and you didn't dance with what brung you, but you got it done somehow, even though you had the far superior team. But sometimes, and Bill Belichick says this all the time, games are not always won. Sometimes games are lost.
Yeah.
And they kept throwing the ball, and I'm like, bro, you know Avery Johnson's a very shaky thrower. I mean, I like him. He'll be good one day. He's athletic. He's not good yet. He will be with a lot of ability.
Steve, I believe Weddle and I talked about it yesterday. I believe what Weddle said too. Like, I mean, look, you already know how I feel about college football right now, and that's why I go on the boat more often than not. But let me tell you something. This K-State team and these other teams we're watching, they're not very good. I'm just going to be honest. They'll get fucking K-State, by the way, has no quarterback who can throw the football. They're like a Michigan in a shittier league.
Well, no, Avery's not that bad. He ain't.
But they don't. But
bad.
It's still detriment though. Like if you play, our point, Steve, is this: look at the top 10 teams. K-State gets absolutely mollywopped by any of them because they can't play in the trenches. Can't play in the trenches. You can't throw the football enough. That K-State team's getting obliterated by Georgia, Clemson, Alabama, Miami, Texas.
But they're not. Texas. Here's what they are. They're a Big 12 contender. They're not a national contender.
No,
but look,
that's why
Colorado had some issues with Ott, and I think his name is Purcell. They were bullying that offensive line, but we have to be honest. Shedeur Sanders, bro, I know you really care about your pass percentage. You got to get rid of the ball. He caused at least half his own sacks. Really, he did. And that's why they ended up with, minus 29 rushing yards. And that's one thing at the next level. Whoever coaches him is going to have to impress upon him. There are certain plays, if it's not there, just chuck the ball.
Yeah.
He's not doing his offensive line any favors when he keeps extending, and patting the ball. I'm like, that's selfish football. Guys, let's go to my top 5, bottom 5.
Yeah, top of the barrel.
All right, not necessarily in any order. I got to give this guy, the white stallion, Cam.
That's how a white boy runs a fucking football. That's how a white man runs a football.
Got his Luke State on, his John Riggins, and big runs, was bottled up here and there. He's one of the toughest runners to bring down because of his pad level. You got to get underneath him, but he squirms and he's able to.
This angle was impressive.
Right.
Hey, Steve, I don't think Smitty knows. Steve, I don't think Smitty understands what this This How a White Man Runs a Football. What movie that's from? I don't think Smith.
The Longest Yard, the original Longest Yard, and they did the remake of that with Adam Sandler a little later. Try again. Keep going.
Yeah. So anyway, Scatterbo had two
Yeah.
big long runs where Utah just could not corral him. And by the way, Kenny D doing a good job out there. Forks up, 5-1.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Pretty good football team they got going, and they are Big 12 contenders.
In a
Number
city
two,
league.
maybe the greatest performance out of a tight end we'll see in a long time, Tyler Warren. And I have to give 17 catches, and they deployed them all over the place. And Kotelnicki used them in a variety of ways. I didn't even know this. I had no idea you could snap the football and still be an eligible receiver.
That's crazy.
Yes.
I learned something on Saturday. So they brought out the playbook. Drew Aller had an up-and-down day, 3 interceptions, but one of them on a Hail Mary, so it's really 2. But Penn State with a big victory. And by the way, Lincoln Riley, I didn't see this till like yesterday. What a chicken-esque way to end that game in regulation. My God, you already have 2 losses. What the hell were you doing, Lincoln? I can see why SC fans are a little bit frustrated. But Tyler Warren, 17 catches, did a lot of things out there, so good job to him. Number 3, I got to give the Ducks credit. I don't think that they were going to be able to match up with Ohio State, but eventually their tempo wore down a very talented defense. They hit big plays, and they may have outcoached them at the end. By the way, Coach, that 12-man on the field thing, they got to change that rule to a dead ball penalty where you get the time back, because that kind of disrupts what you can do. But a lot of respect to Dan Lanning. If there's a rule that has a loophole, you got to keep hitting it. He admitted he did it, and you know what? That is good coaching. And now Dylan Gabriel is now in the thick of the Heisman Trophy race. Number 4, this is a guy that should be in the Coach of the Year running, Kalani Sitake, BYU with the BYU at quarterback. They are muscling teams. They're beating them up. They are undefeated. So the Storm and Mormons, they are now a Big 12 contender, and they just absolutely mauled Arizona, who is not having a great year post-Jet Fish. And then number 5, I want to give a salute to the service academies. Army and Navy. They might be undefeated playing each other later this year. And so that's going to have some playoff implications. And those teams are actually pretty explosive this year. They're not just grinding it out. They can actually throw the ball a little bit. So congratulations to both of them, and thank you for your service. Now, bottom 5.
Hey, it's ironic. It's an election year, isn't it? And
it is.
And when you're done, when we do our list with you before you leave, I'm going to dive back into that tight end that had 17 fucking catches on USC, and I'm going to tell you I'm fucking ashamed. But go ahead.
Okay, so bottom 5. I've given Greg Schiano a lot of credit, and Rutgers is a scrappy program. They got absolutely hammered, I believe, at home by Wisconsin. I mean, they weren't even competitive. That's an embarrassing loss. So Rutgers kind of got exposed there. Bad week for the Scarlet Knights. Number 5, Washington. Not the fact that they lost. I thought they would have an emotional letdown after that big win over Michigan. But I don't expect Washington to give up 40 points to Iowa. There are games where Iowa is the only team in the stadium they couldn't score 40. They got absolutely.
They were my one, Steve. They were my most disappointing of the week.
Right. And then great day for Oregon, but an embarrassing day for Trayshawn Holden, who went hawk Tua against Ohio State.
That's a good one.
In a guy's face. Holden, I want to say this right now. You embarrassed yourself, the program, the state of Oregon, and all of mankind by your actions. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. And even your apology, you really didn't apologize to the guy you spat at. So not a good look. Don't ever go hawk Tua again. Number 4, I liked Arizona coming into this year, but they're not the same without Jed Fish. They're really not. And they still have Fafita. They still have T-Mac. But it's clear that they don't have the same mojo. Now, they play Colorado this upcoming week. I believe the game's in Tucson. Maybe you can start to rebuild it. But the disappointing thing is their offense hasn't been that good either. And so they are one of the more disappointing teams along with Kansas in that Big 12. And finally, I hate to do this because I think it's a 1-point game that they lost, and they're still a national title contender. But the way Ryan Day handled that last set of downs, I'm just thinking, just run the ball at least once. And then, look, I get it. Will Howard took a sack at the beginning of the drive. Then he ran out the clock. Ryan Day is now starting to feel pressure. And guys, if Ohio State loses another game or two with that $20 million roster, they're not guaranteed a playoff spot. And I've come to the conclusion, guys, this 12-team playoff actually might be good for college football because it makes more games more important at the end of the year. I know some traditionalists didn't like it, but I have to admit, there are certain games now that in the past, come November, we wouldn't care about. We care about them now because they actually now affect seeding. But Ryan Day, I think you're a really good coach, but I can't get over the record against Michigan recently, against the SEC, and top 5 opponents when you have those resources. So, Ryan, I have to do it. You're in my bottom 5.
Yeah, him and Dion are about the same against top 25 talent. I think they're 1.
Okay, but one guy's working with a lot more, though.
Right.
I was fair about it yesterday. We brought up the 1-6 for Dion, and I said, well, we can't let Ryan Day get away with this either. He's 1-6 against top 25, 0-3 versus SEC, and he hasn't beat Michigan in how long?
3 years.
That's my point. That's my whole point on the Dion thing, because everyone's talking about Dion's 1-6, and he lost 2 bowl games at Jackson State, big games. He doesn't do well. Either does Ryan Day, and I've been on Ryan Day's ass for a few years. I've been telling you guys, you can't have a $20 million roster. You can't drive a Ferrari, Steve, and with hubcaps.
Driver. He went Asian driver the last.
Well, not only are you an Asian driver, you have an Asian driver in a Ferrari. You have hubcaps.
Damn.
What are we doing?
An Asian woman driver, which is even worse.
Asian woman driver.
Asian
That's like having
driver.
a woman football coach. It's like the same shit.
It's like driving in Monterey Park, San Gabriel Valley. Get dinged all over.
I mean, Montebello. I mean, it makes no sense.
Montebello's more hombritos than Crouching Tigers, but I hear you. Shout out to Auk Nation.
Hey, where's Shiloh Sanders in this list? He had 27 missed tackles.
By himself. I mean, Shiloh.
He had 9.
I'll tell you one thing right now. At least when his dad missed tackles, he was making business decisions. Shiloh's just bad.
Nah, he's just stiff. I love that he stick his head in there. I just think he's stiff. Here's my thing, though. If I'm Dion on that situation, and I know he's your son, so it's kind of a devil's advocate, catch-22. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Play my kid because I'm showing you that I'm not scared to play him. And then there's play my kid, and you're not being a smart father for playing your kid that quickly after an injury. He's in a catch-22. Wait, what do you do? Now everyone's going to question, should he have been played that quickly or not? And then you're going to question Dion for putting his son in there and saying, well, now you don't care. You just want him to play, blah, 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 blah. I think it was a bad situation that Dion's in with his sons when you coach son. That's why I never wanted to coach no kids of mine or I have a daughter.
We ain't got no sons, so you lucky, yeah.
Yeah, but nowadays my daughter can play with your son. So anyway, Steve, let's dive into ours real quick because I got my NFLs and I want to go through this with you since we got your colleges. We did our colleges yesterday. I think Washington was an absolute floozy against Iowa, who can't score no points, giving up 40 after beating Michigan. But again, my point, maybe college football is just not fucking very good. But anyway, let's dive into my NFL top 5 performers. This isn't my power rankings by any way. We do our power rankings on Wednesday now. Smitty was off for the last month, but we have our power rankings that we're going to do tomorrow. Today is just the performers of this past weekend. And I got the Chargers at 5, Steve. They did something we didn't think they'd do. Harbaugh has a slight heart attack on the sideline, looked kind of like Jerry Jones in the booth. He comes back and then gets it done. They get it done. They beat the good defense over there in Denver, who's got a top 5 defense. The Ravens continue to win football games. They're going to continue to be in my top 5. But Washington with a young quarterback played them tough. They lose by 7. The Packers just continue to do what Steve said in the beginning of the game. I bet you that's a team that Aaron Rodgers wishes he had right now. And then the Texans. Everyone talks about how they're playing mediocre and blah, blah, blah. That was one of my other lock picks. The Packers were my lock pick of the week against the mental midget Arizona Cardinals. They got that done. And then the Texans was my other lock pick against the Patriots, who they put up 44 on or whatever, 41 on. they continue to just win games, Steve. They're a pretty scary team if they start clicking and Nico comes back. And then the Lions putting that old-fashioned, what we call ass whipping contest on the Cowboys, who I want to dive into with you next, Steve. The Cowboys. Do you flip this whole roster right now and get rid of the podcaster, Micah Parsons? You go get rid of this guy had a stroke live on TV on his 900th birthday. He celebrated his 900th birthday, and then he had a stroke live. We did it yesterday, and he was literally just thinking about all the history that's gone through. He's like, fuck, 95 was just here. Jimmy Johnson's gone. I got Barry Switzer came in. I just signed Dak Prescott to what? $60 million. And then CeeDee Lamb hasn't caught many balls this year. We don't have a run game. Ezekiel Elliott's 41 years old. Like, he's got to go through all this in his head, and it's like, holy shit. Where are the Cowboys at, in your opinion?
Well, that was a movie, Weekend at Jerry's. Here's the issue. I think the Cowboys had a window, whatever that was, and then it slammed. And Micah Parsons, I believe, is up for free agency. I'd let him go. I've heard there's some issues there. Someone told me that has some inside knowledge that if Micah Parsons left, that there may be about 5 or 6 people that would really miss him. So that's an issue. You overpaid Dak Prescott. You bowed to public pressure. And here's the alarming thing with Dak. He used to have some athleticism for his size. He is now a statue. I mean, really, he cannot move at all. So any pressure right up the middle is just absolutely a play killer. And defensively, that was one of the worst efforts I've ever been. And Ben Johnson was just, as the kids say, in his Gucci bag. He's running hook and ladders with Penei Sewell. And I'm thinking, you're just trying to embarrass people now. Now, I love the Lions, but I just wonder now, do you make a run at a Hassan Reddick or a Max Crosby? Because without Aiden Hutchinson, you don't have your closer.
Yeah.
Well, that was my point.
He's a difference maker.
That was my point to you two. I was going to ask you both. Let me ask you, the Devante Adams just being moved for basically a Chico stick and string cheese, nothing, a third rounder, conditional. Apparently he's already in the Jets building. So, they knew this last night into that game that Aaron Rodgers knew he was getting him, which was probably why he was kind of happy after the game. If you notice, Aaron Rodgers wasn't too down. He was like, oh, well, we're getting Devante. That's probably fucking high as a kite. But listen, do you think now that Antonio Pierce is like, well, there it is, let's fucking blow this thing up, and now Max can go? You can probably do some things to try to get a quarterback. I think the Raiders got to start over and say, I got to go get a quarterback.
You got to tank.
I'll eliminate everybody else.
Look, you don't want to be half pregnant. You either want to be all the way good or all the way bad. And if you're going to be bad, be young. And if you're going to be bad, understand you're going to be bad. It's like Jimmy Johnson.
How do you get half pregnant?
That's the point. You don't.
That's the point. Look, Jimmy, when he came into the Cowboys in '89, understood he could have won some games. But he said to Ed Too Tall Jones, Danny White, and Randy White, guys, look, we're going to start this whole thing over. I will sacrifice this year to build and get draft capital. Now, again, I don't know the cap implications of a Max Crosby if you brought him on to Detroit. I don't even know if that's possible. I'm just spitballing. But the Raiders have an issue. I don't think that they have a young quarterback that you can bank on. But here's the issue, though, Coach. You said it. I don't know if any of these quarterbacks this year in college are really worth a top 5 pick.
You got to go get somebody.
There is no Andrew Luck this year. We have to be honest about this thing.
It's the worst I've seen in a long time. And you
By
can
the way,
get,
Coach,
you can go get Shedeur Sanders all you want. Shedeur Sanders is the guy in 3 years you're not going to ever hear from again.
You said last year's draft was the worst you've seen too, though, and we see Kettle Williams looking good. We see James Down looking good. So every year you say it's the worst, and then people surprise you. Go ahead, Steve. Sorry about that.
Yeah, hey, guys,
Jaden was the best.
The Hail Mary. I've said this for a while, and I came to this conclusion after the Alabama-Auburn game. When you are the defending team on a Hail Mary, you better have 3 guys up front, and you better plant some guy right over the center. If I see one more quarterback have 18 seconds and then come all the way back and then get a running start as they climb that pocket, hey, guys, when you don't put anyone in the middle, you're giving a free alley. And
Steve, by the way, Steve, take away the Hail Mary. This team scores 10 points last night.
Right. So it actually was a worse performance than what the stats indicate. But as a defending team, you're just trying to knock the ball down in theory. There's really no difference between 6 or 7 guys at that point.
Can I tell you what?
In the middle. Get a guy in the middle with the two ends. I don't understand. I'm like, guys, if you
I'm
have not
tell you
figured
right
out that the two-man rush, you're making it easy for the quarterback to sit back, let the guys go out, and then you get that 18-step javelin throw like Lamar from Revenge of the Nerds. Come on.
From a coaching perspective, and I talked to
Remember the aerodynamic javelin? That was hilarious, man.
That's the best.
Legendary. I was like,
Lamar? From Lamar?
Lamar. Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Remember that they had that tournament because the Nerds wanted to run the Greek Council. Yeah, and he was just like, he's like limp-wristed. He's like, thank you very much. And I'm like, oh God, okay.
Hey, by the way, can I just tell you what my philosophy was on Hail Marys? I'm just telling you right now. We only put 4 in coverage. I brought the fucking house. Fuck yeah. You know why? Because it's a tip ball anyway. We're not trying to catch the ball. All I'm trying to do is fucking volleyball it. We taught it. We're volleyballing the ball. There is no battle for a catch. We're fucking spiking it. If you don't spike it, you're fucking cut. And I'm bringing the house. You know why I'm bringing the house? Because now the quarterback has to get it. Oh, shit, and just throw it.
Right.
And I don't understand. We've seen 2 in college that have costed teams this year. We saw it in the NFL the last 2 weeks of unbelievable. The coaching is so over. It's so bad. I'm just telling you. Bring the house. You know, he's going to throw it up. And you know
or
what?
At least bring 3 with someone in the middle, and I would say a shallow spy. You got to have a shallow spy concept, too.
And you know who was my safety? Fucking Devante Adams.
Yeah.
Receiver.
Hell yeah. I always put my best receiver at safety and fucking spike it. Because he's a ball skill guy. He understands where the ball goes. Put a fucking wide out back there. I don't understand. Smitty, am I the best coach in fucking college in the NFL? Are you kidding me while we're doing a show here? And these guys are making fucking $10 million and they're fucking can't figure this out? It blows my mind.
You're either the best, JB, or you're the worst.
Yep. I'll go with
you know what I'm saying? There's nothing in between. I don't know. So
I'll go with the worst. All right, Smitty, real quick with Steve. I want Steve to blast your bottom 5 because he has to get out of here. So let's show your shitty list.
My bottom 5 or my top 5?
So whatever. They're both shitty.
Okay. just throw some on. I mean, you showed JB's top, so I guess you showed my top, right? Let's keep it consistent, man. Here's my top 5 right here. I mean, listen, starting at number 5, the Steelers continue to just find ways to win, man. That the defense playing at a high level, they gave over 13 points.
Now, I got to ask you, I had to cut you off because you get mad at me, but would you still do the Steelers today knowing that Devante and this lame duck-ass Raiders team was going into that game knowing Devante was out of there? Because you know they knew.
You know, one of my favorite sayings I got from my head coach, Pete Limbo, in college, control what you can control. So I can't control what the other locker room has going on. It's kind of related to your earlier quote of the day anyway. So I don't care. The Steelers took care of what they were supposed to take care of. Number 4, y'all go with the Packers, man. That offense looks scary. And Jordan Love is starting to get healthier and healthier each time he steps on that field. I think the Packers might, at the end of the season, don't be surprised if we look at them as the top team in the NFC. The Bucs, shout out to Baker Mayfield, man. All the talk about him in the previous years and the immaturity level, a lot of that stuff, it was warranted at that time. But in this current moment, this guy has galvanized the troop. He's the leader in that locker room. You could tell the team actually likes him at that position, and he's doing a hell of a job, man. The Bucs are true contenders in that division. Number 2, the Lions, for every single reason that you listed, JB. I mean, they just completely mud stumped the Cowboys in a game that we thought would be maybe a game of the weekend, and ended up being completely one-sided. But number 1 at the top, man, I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens. This was a very talented team in the NFC. It gets to watch the Commanders. We know Jay Downs is a rookie, but he's not playing like one. So you got 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league this year going at it, 2 of the best teams in the league going at it. And the Ravens went out there and they took care of business. To me, they are the best team in the NFL right now. And I love their performance. They continue to run the ball well and do what they want. This is my top 5.
Yeah, I like that list, and it was nice of the Steelers to have a home game in Las Vegas. The Raiders have a problem in that Allegiant Stadium. That's becoming a field trip for every team in the National Football League to hang out, gamble, do whatever you do, and then dominate that stadium. And I don't want to hear Mark Davis bitching and moaning about it. You left the city that loved you, and again, I don't necessarily blame you, but this is what you got into. The Raiders have no home games at all. And quite frankly, the Rams and the Chargers are kind of going through the same thing, but not as bad. but not as bad. But when the Niners come here, I look at the crowd, it looks like a blood convention. I'm like, what's going on over here? God damn.
Hey,
Anyway, just kidding. Hey, kids, stay out of gangs. Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction because we're all in the same gang. I messed up those songs. But anyway, the West Coast All-Stars. Remember that? So,
same gang. Hell yeah.
But I'm watching the Steelers, and I'm like, there's terrible towels all over this place. My God, sad.
All the West Coast teams have no fan base. Arizona's decent, but everybody else, nobody has a fan base out here.
There's no, and it's crazy because there's about 30 fights. There was 30 fights last in that game, that Raiders game. And
Almost as many at the Dodger game at Chingazo Ravine. Hold up.
Yeah.
Mexico,
Shout out to the Dodgers.
Brown crime.
Shout out to
guys, before I leave.
Shout out to Otani.
JB, be quiet, JB. Steve's talking. Go ahead.
Last thing I'm going to say. Right now, who's the MVP, Lamar or Derrick Henry? Those are my top two guys.
In the NFL?
Yes.
Gotta go with Lamar. He's a leader. He's a leader. He's the engine of that. But it's a close one. It's a close one.
But Derrick Henry, he's putting up a monster year. No one wants to tackle him by the third quarter. Guys are really making a lot of business decisions as that big oak tree is running a 4-3. I'm just telling you.
That's true. I tried to tell people on this show beginning of the year that this thing would work. They would figure it out.
As long as they went under center. And by the way, the Ravens, I actually saw a traditional I formation. What a tear to my slanted eyes.
Don't say.
I was like, right there, I was like, this, like, God.
But Steve, I thought Lamar couldn't play under center, couldn't play from the I formation.
Look, he's actually doing a pretty good job of getting the ball out with rhythm and timing and accuracy. I think he's developing in front of our eyes, Coach. I'm just telling you. All I see. And by the way, I cannot wait for Saturday Football Palooza. Thursday, we'll talk about the Miami-Louisville game.
Hey, Steve, have you guys forgot about the white Sam Darnold over here? Am I tripping?
All right. We got it. We'll talk about it Thursday. God, the guy's been mediocre for 6 years. Me and Smitty are trying to talk about a 2, maybe 3-time MVP.
Come on now, greatness.
Lamar's horrible.
All right, guys, I gotta get ready for Whitlock. I'll talk to you Thursday and Saturday Football Palooza.
We're at JB's house. Sean King's pulling up too, so be ready.
Maybe even Weddle. I mean, we got Ebony and Ivory.
Weddle's coming.
Weddle's
coming. We got Jerry Porch. We're gonna play some
tacos. We cooking tacos, wings, onion rings.
Henry Ramirez.
Maybe Whitlock can get his.
You know what? And Henry Ramirez, maybe the 18th best trainer in Riverside. He might even show up. So we're gonna have a good time, fellas. So I'll talk to you Thursday.
Yeah. All right, bet.
All right, see you guys later.
See you, man.
I'm gonna text Marcellus too. Tell Marcellus to come.
The thing is, Marcellus don't like you no more. Here, let me text him. Let me handle it.
Nah, I'm gonna get all the real Fox people here. I'm gonna get Jason Whitlock and Marcellus here, and then
the thing is, like, respectfully, those are my guys.
I'll probably tell
if anybody's real Fox, I'm real Fox.
No, the real Fox people here.
I'm JUCO. I'm gonna get
the guys that got you to Fox here.
I'm HBCU, homie. I'm the HBCU. What Deion say? I'm Fox. I'm still there, homie.
I know what he needed to say.
I'm still there, homie.
I know what Deion need to say.
Hey, I love when JB get hyped and he be like, homie.
That's how I say it all the time, homie.
Hey, I say homie so much, homie. They're like, I'm not even trying to say it no more. I blame you. It's causing arguments in my household with my wife because I've called her homie a couple of times on accident. Like, it's getting crazy, homie. Like,
you should, homie.
Like,
let's dive into my bottom 5 list in the NFL real quick so I can smash your other shit.
I know this list is horrible, homie. I know it's going to be horrible. Oh, my God.
Seahawks. Seahawks can't stop a nosebleed with a fucking tampon, and they are fucking atrocious.
They didn't look that bad, homie.
They do look bad. They went from being 3-0 to fucking 0-3 like this. They are a shit show waiting to happen because you can only fucking fake it, Smitty, for so long. And this head coach, who's the youngest head coach in football at 37, I don't know what he is looking like the youngest head coach in football. I'm just telling you. And I told you it would be a matter of time before it happens. Now you got wideouts taking their headphones and using those and then talking to people. Like, it's a shit show. And this is the Seahawks bottom 5 list this week. The Saints. Smitty, this is who I told you they were to start the season when you were so fucking hyped on them. This is who I told you they were. They're fucking a fucking mockery because of their quarterback is a mockery. and he's never there when you need him. And I walk by faith, and I walk by sight, and I blah blah blah.
Bro, leave Derek alone and stop mocking a Christian man who's a good man, great father.
There. Well, he sure ain't there when we need the bread and the fucking wine, homie.
Okay, he got hurt, homie. It is what it is. You ain't never been
guy,
hurt before, homie.
Christian guy. Hey, I need bread and wine, Christian guy.
Don't play around. Don't play around. Somebody believe. Don't disrespect somebody
bread
believes.
and the wine, homie.
You got walk by faith tat on your fucking leg. You should appreciate that, homie.
You know what? And I live by it every day.
You a false claimer.
I live by it every
you
day.
A false claimer. You false flagging, homie.
I walk by it. And by the way, I had nuts and guts in the pocket, homie.
Let's see the tape, homie. Everybody can talk about it. Where's the tape at? Where's the film at?
I got VHS. We're trying to get it over to fucking DVD.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm not 20 like you.
Yeah, I know you're 55.
The Saints are garbage. I told you that. The Falcons are going to run away with this division. They beat the Bucs again. The Jaguars, they're fireable offense. They're a fireable organization. It starts with the whatever the guy, whoever he is. I don't even know what he is. Is he Italian? Is he Jewish?
With the owner, he rich as hell. I know that.
Well, they all are.
He's super rich though.
Yeah, this guy's done. The Jaguars are shitty. Might as well bring Urban Meyer back and go to the club. The Cardinals. I mean, they are who they are, homie. When are you going to believe and stop with the bullshit every year to start this show off, homie?
Don't stop.
You're going to just say, God damn it, JB, you're right. Kyler Murray's just shitty. He's just shitty. He's a small athletic dude who's just shitty. I mean, just call it what it is. And the Cowboys, Smitty, you're seeing this guy overpaid, underdelivered. This is I don't know, man. Like, who's a worse ran organization right now? The Jets, the Cowboys, the Cardinals, or the Jaguars?
Jaguars at the top for sure. And the Cowboys not a badly ran organization. Say we won about the Cowboys. These guys win 12 games every single year, go to the playoffs, win a playoff game. So, like, do they fall short of expectations? Sure, but I can't say they're a bad franchise.
I guess you throw the Browns in there.
Franchise in all sports. So that's kind of
you can throw the Browns in there, I guess, too.
Browns is horrible. Yes, horrible.
You can't throw the Eagles in there. The Eagles just went to a Super Bowl. Come on, man. The Eagles just went to a Super Bowl.
You can't throw the Eagles.
Yeah. Where's your shitty list?
Bailey, go and throw on my bottom 5 list right here, man. Speaking of the shitty Brown, I got the shitty Brown at the top of my list because they're shitty. They just gotta listen. I don't believe in bad luck when it comes to like just life and sports.
But you believe in karma though? You believe in karma though?
Well, karma, man. I don't. Just something's going on with the Browns. Even before Deshaun, though. Even before the whole Deshaun thing. When the last time?
Whoa! Hold on. Hold on, homie. Hey, I just dropped the link in this fucking chat. Eddie Manyweather, you call in right now or I'm fucking blocking you, homie. I just dropped the chat. You call the fuck in right now. Call in right now. Where the fuck you been? Call in right now. I just dropped the link in there. You better call your motherfucking ass in here, Eddie Manyweather. I'm putting in the link. Call your ass in right now. You got the audacity to come talk in the fucking chat?
Eddie.
You better call your ass in, Eddie. You got 10 seconds.
Eddie's here? That's the real Eddie?
Man, I think it's Eddie. He better be fucking Eddie. All I keep seeing is this motherfucker talking about goddamn.
Ah, damn, Eddie. Say it ain't so, Eddie.
He don't want to call in. I can tell by the text. He's not going to call in because he knows. He fucking knows better. He don't want to call in.
Every time they win, he want to call in.
He's been gone for fucking weeks, and now all of a sudden, he was covering Hamas at UCLA for us. Then the motherfucker comes back here and fucking the fucking Cowboys have been a fucking shit show, and he's been take it easy on Dak. Blah 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 blah. Your fucking Cowboys are the fucking mockery I told you they were. God damn it, Eddie. You got balls of steel on you for coming in this motherfucking chat. All right, go back to your shitty list, Smitty. Sorry.
And that's why I got the Cowboys at number 2 for everything you just listed. I mean, they look horrible. They got all this talent on the team, but it's not accounting for anything. They look bad as a team, as a unit, as an entire organization currently. And I don't know what the answer is right now moving forward, but you might be right. It might be time to go ahead and blow this whole thing up and start anew. Number 3, you got to go with D. Jones Jags. D. Jones Jags. Yes, they did beat my Colts, and yes, I did not comment on that. I think I might have missed that show, D. Jones, but for some reason, I'll be real. The Colts struggled with the Jags. I know it was 2 weeks ago. I'm just commenting on that because I never did it in the first place. For some reason, the Colts, every single year, no matter how good our team is, we struggle with the shitty Jags. But that does not change the fact that your Jags are ass. Y'all not even Jags. Jags means just another guy. Y'all are ass. Y'all should be Jazz. J-A-S-S. Y'all should be the Jazz. The Jacksonville Jazz. Because y'all are ass. And y'all number 3, y'all gonna miss the playoffs again. Last year, y'all was favorites to win the division. Coming into this year, everyone thought y'all at least be number 2 behind the Texans, and y'all number 4. Y'all ass. Number 4 is the Jets. Listen, I like the Jets coming to the season. I'm a big fan of a lot of individual players. Sauce Gardner, Quentin Williams, obviously A-Rod. So I have the Jets on here right now, but they just got Devante Adams. Obviously, I did not know that when I made this list. I think the Jets can take themselves from this list and maybe potentially be on my other list in the coming weeks if the dynamic between DA and AR is what I think will be. But for right now, where we currently stand, I got to go with the Jets. They lost a game that was very winnable yesterday. More than winnable. Missing field goals, self-inflicted penalties left and right. Just, they lost the game. To me, the Bills didn't win the game. The Jets lost the game. And number 5, man, the Giants. I ain't even got too much words for the Giants. We know who's leading that team over there. Their defense is pretty damn good. Yeah, really good. I mean, they held the Bengals to only 17 points, a Bengals team who's been one of the top offenses in the league this year, despite their own struggles. But they go out there and they lay an egg and they only score 7 points. With a guy who, my co-host here, my amazing co-host, told me is one of the most talented cats in the NFL at the quarterback position. He goes out there and throws for 205 yards, really gets 200 yards, and throws a pick. No touchdown. So it's hard for me to really have any respect for the Giants. We don't even want to talk about the Giants no more or their quarterback. And I'm not even going to say his name anymore on this show because he doesn't even deserve that respect. So this is my bottom 5 right here. Take it or leave it. And this is where it's at.
This is a horrible list. I don't like the list.
You do know we share some teams on our list, though, right?
Oh,
Cowboys.
Yeah, they're shared. They were shared on there. I
like your energy right now, homie.
I know. I gotta be honest though. I got this, when you haven't shaved your, I grow this beard. I haven't shaved this part.
Yeah.
I usually go a little lower.
Yeah.
And it fucks with your nose, it itches you right below your nose.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I've been fucking with it all day, and it still keeps fucking with me. And it's it's fuck.
How you gonna handle it though? What you gonna do about it?
Hey, let's dive into it. It's Doc Talk Tuesday. It's Talk That Talk Tuesday, but it's also Alabama legend T. Rich Tuesday.
What?
So I don't know if you knew, but listen, this is Aaron Rodgers though. When he hurt his hamstring, and then this morning, look at the difference. Take a look.
Shout out to Lance Stevenson, man. Those were some of my favorite Pacer teams to watch when he was on there, man. The energy he brought. And by the way, side note, I don't know if you saw it, but he had a freestyle the other day, and he was snapping. Every athlete can't rap, but some athletes can. Go check it out. Lance Stevenson was getting busy in the booth. Shout out to Lance, man. But yeah, hey, AR5 is, AR.
It's Bama legend T. Rich Tuesday, and I think we got a video for him. Let's get it.
No, we don't.
Yeah. I'm in my mode, ready to transform you into I hate a storm, Hail Marys, I make it pour. Good, I ain't lying, you little giants, we been defiant. West course, be the boss, breaking down the walls. We all in once the coin gets off. Got the kind of action, never acting, willing to scramble to get traction. We make it happen. When you go to book, we get it cracking. When it's snap, no, it's the rain.
Keep him up, Richardson into the end zone.
Oh, why you just hopping in the thing, homie?
What's going on, T. Rich, man? How you doing, my guy?
Hey, you hear that West Coast beat back in the background? I was straight over here. I was gonna call Snoop.
I I see you stepping, and I see you in a good mood, T-Rex. And I love to see you smiling and love to see you happy. But I'm gonna change that mood right now because Alabama, I know y'all got the win, but that's not enough. When I watch Alabama, I expect dominance. I expect belt to ass, like you told me. And to barely pull off this win against a South Carolina team, 27-25, and to look the way that y'all look, and then to go on top of that, the previous week, y'all get upset by Vandy, and they're tearing down the fucking field goal post. See, I wasn't here on the show because I had to work, so I had to make sure I got to bounce back and recap what's going on.
I got to defend.
I'm talking, JB. I'm fucking talking. You said this is the SEC, and y'all the most dominant. Y'all the big dogs. And to go take an L against a Vandy team and then barely beat South Carolina by 2 points, I want to hear what's your excuse today. You said Nick Saban was still in the building. He was still in the arena. He still had an office. What's the excuse today?
T-Rich, don't even got to answer it. Is this the same score difference that you guys at Ball State just beat Kent State by?
I ain't never said Ball State was the most dominant team in the nation and we the big dogs, we the SEC. I know our story. I'm a realist. I'm a realist.
Kent State. Kent State lost to fucking St. Aquinas High School. Anyway, T-Rich, go ahead and address him. Being rude behavior to start the show off. Welcome in. Before you get started, T-Rich, I got a little bit of love for you, and I want you to take out and check this video out.
Tennessee, because first of all, it's Tennessee. And I just hate them because they low down, they dirty, they some snitches. And I hate Philip Farmer. I hate their colors. I'm not a dog person. I just hate Tennessee, man. Like, and I hate Neyland Stadium. It looks like a garbage truck worker convention. And I hate all their quarterbacks. I hate Tennessee, man.
Describe what you feel about their colors too. I thought that was interesting.
It reminds me, and it's not that orange that you can stand. See, I hate Tennessee more than I hate Auburn. I just dislike Auburn. I hate Tennessee. See, Tennessee's colors is that throw up orange. It's not that orange that you can sit with. It's that puke inside of a pumpkin orange. And I don't like pumpkins. So I really don't like Tennessee, man. I can't stress that enough, man. And they losers, they sore losers because they're not Alabama, and I hate Tennessee, man.
He said that throw up orange. I know exactly what we're talking about too.
Hey, that video old because he said Philip Fulmar. He said a bunch of guys that have been around. Peyton Manning, all those guys. T. Martin. It's crazy. But anyway, T-Rich, was that like they was drunk? Was they still drunk from the Vandy loss? Maybe.
Man, listen, I tell you like this. You know me, I'm gonna keep it real. Bro, we've been playing like this since we played Georgia, bro. This second half.
Oh yeah.
And I keep saying it's a copycat league. Only thing Vandy did was do what Georgia did that second half. Only thing South Carolina did what Vandy did, what Georgia did. And so when you look at it, we're having a hard time on that back end as a defense. And I've been saying this for the longest. That slant and somebody can move around has gave Alabama a headache ever since Nick was there. And it is, I had to give you this, Smitty, it is the SEC. That's on and for real about this loss right here, they needed that ass whooping. They needed that ass whooping. And I'm not even talking about directly to the players. I'm talking to the coaches too, because the coaches got to realize, bro, this is the megas of all megas. Like, it's a national championship. It's a draft highlight tape. It's some type of way somebody's trying to get off on y'all to let y'all know that, hey, we here. It's film work. This week, we got a big week this week. It's Alabama. Every week, it's a national championship for them. And they got to realize that, bro. And until they realize that in the building, around the whole building, it's going to be like that every game. It's going to be a nail biter. It's going to be a heart attack out there. It's going to be a stroke given. It's going to be something given every damn weekend if they don't realize that, bro, this is Alabama. Like, this is the SEC, bro. It's nothing different. It's nothing. It ain't MAC-10. It ain't Pac-10. It ain't USA. It ain't independent. ACC, it ain't none of that. Sun Belt, it ain't none of that. Like I'm just, and that's just keeping it real. It ain't swag, big. Yeah, it ain't none of that.
Give a dog a bone.
Hey, let me ask you something, T.
And that's not, and that's not talking about
Mac 10, the rapper.
Right.
Yeah. It ain't cubed them out there. And I'm just saying, like, it ain't talking about any other conference, bro. It's just a difference. And we see it. Like, we really see it, bro. And I've heard from different players that left Alabama or the SEC, they feel like it's a big drop-off when it comes to the conference that's not a SEC school. Like, they can tell it from day one.
And let me ask you something, though. You mentioned the back row. The back row was Nick Saban's baby. He's a DB guy, like Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll was a DB guy. You notice the Legion of Boom for the Seahawks when he went from SC. Yeah. When SC was there, they had these long Sharice Wrights and these 6'3" corners and these big-time Darnell Bings at safety. They were big and lockdown. Do you think that the Boar being on the other side of the ball, they've lost something there? With the back row being meticulous details gone, because that meticulous detail in that SEC, where you usually have some pretty good quarterbacks who can sling it and probably the best wideouts in the country. Take away Ohio State, usually the SEC has the best wideouts in America. Let's think, Pac-12 used to have some, but LSU for the most part in the last 6 years have had first-round NFL guys. Bama themselves have them, so they see them in practice. Tennessee usually has somebody. Ole Miss has someone. LSU is always going to have them. The back row is kind of suffering. Do you think there's any truth to that? Nick Saban being gone.
I think they got to be a part of it. I mean, because it's the whole mentality, right? It's the mentality. You know, there's a difference when you left out there in Kansas. You know, there's a difference about your offense, right? And these are guys that you done coached up, and these are coaches that you done coached up. I mean, it's just a difference when you're not there. It's a difference in my household when I'm not around. They're gonna do stuff that they're not gonna do when I'm here. You know what I'm saying? But it's one of them things, bro, where I see it, and I think everybody see it. Nobody is scared of Alabama no more. Like, they're not, and they're coming for Alabama here, and they're trying to be the next person to knock that guy off the throne. Like,
hey, before Smitty gets into this is the reason why I say this watered down. This is why football, in my opinion, college football is watered down because of that fact right there. There's no fear no more. They're all the same kids, T-Rid. They just were at Alabama. They left Alabama. They went to Georgia, and then they left Georgia. They went to South Carolina. Now they go to Colorado. Nobody fears nobody no more. This ain't no culture no more. This is a bunch of mercenaries who move around 4 or 5 times, and they're all playing each other, and they're all boys because of social media, and they're all cool, and it's a jersey swap era. Nobody really wants to put their foot on nobody's throat. This is the most watered-down football has ever been, to your point you just made. Smitty can't grasp that shit. I don't get it.
I can grasp it. I disagree with it. I don't care if you look away or not. You know, every time JBTC says some new shit, he leans back, looks to the side when there's nobody over there, and takes a smoke of his stick. You didn't say some cold shit just now. If you say some cold shit, I'll give you a little clap. That was some regular shit right there. So that was a waste of a lean back. Let's try to wheel that back in, and let's save that for a bigger moment. But T-Rich, I want to kind of change the topic here a little bit, man. There's a video going around of Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy, who had to move his press conference to a Zoom after getting headbutted by his cow.
To a zoo? To a zoo?
To a Zoom.
Well,
check this out,
a
homie.
Little run-in with my cattle over the weekend, and I guess they've been watching us play and got headbutted. So I've got a bad eye that I didn't think would be particularly enjoyable for people when they were looking at my pretty face in a live interview. But more importantly, it's full of blood, and I get dizzy, and so it's not easy to be upright and be in a normal function. But other than that, I'm doing great.
Other than that, I'm doing great. I'm gonna start with JB first, and then T-Rich. I want you to get a little chance to kind of, get your thoughts all together. I see you're calculating right now. JB, what's going on with Mike Gundy? It seems like it's always just something with him, his program. It's something weird. He got headbutted by his cow. Moo. What's your take on that? What's going on, JB?
I think he got his ass whooped at a bar. I don't believe anything he says. He's an absolute fucking idiot. I kicked him out of my office several times for a reason. He's a fucking shitbird. And his son is shitty. I don't know why he gave him a scholarship. I saw him play in Oklahoma. I didn't even offer him to JUCO. And then he brought him to Oklahoma State, and he actually started some games. He's now at some fucking FCS school. The guy's a joke. I'm going to be honest. I'm 40. No, you are. You're fucking 60 now, and you're still shitty. And I think he got his ass whipped at a bar. I'm going to be honest. Show your face, because we'll know if a fucking horse hits you. Where'd the horse hit you? With his fucking hit him in his eye? I want to see your eye, motherfucker. I don't believe you got hit by no horse. Because T-Rich, it'd be hard to hit me with a horse in my eye. I want to see, where did the horse hit him? What kind of horse? And if it was a cow, what kind of cow hit him? Did a cow kick him, T-Rich? Did the cow absolutely get his foot up to a 6-foot body and hit that motherfucker right in the eye?
Right, because like it's not a donkey. A donkey might do that, or a horse. He said a cow.
You might be talking to your players and get them to believe that bullshit, like you got them to recruit and get there to Stillwater, because you're shitty. So you must have sold them a fucking hell of a car to get them to come to Stillwater. But you ain't selling me that a fucking horse and a cow hit your ass. I want to see your face. I think you got your ass whooped at a bar.
Well, who is the cow? Who is the cow? Me personally, and I calling nobody out, I think he might got Ike.
What?
I think he might got Ike.
Dun, 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 dun.
You remember that? You remember when Tina? And it's not, and it, hey y'all, I'm just spectating and looking at, I ain't, I don't want guys to be, he, beating his. No, I don't want to say that, because he getting beat up, right?
Have we seen his face? Have we seen his face? Anyone got a picture of him out there?
There you go, right there. That's all we gonna get. We seen Nick Sabin, get beat up in the game, and he came out and said you should have seen the other guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he showed his face. He showed his face though, like a G.
Yeah, he told you right off the bat. Hey, they don't make him.
You saw me on Netflix wear a pink jersey and run.
You did that,
I got a penalty. I got a penalty, T-Rich. I said if I get a penalty, we wear pink. I got the penalty.
You saw it.
So he gotta have somebody gotta have a mean right hook, or one of the players got hope though, or one of the parents. It's one of them, because
didn't they have a Heisman Trophy favorite running back who was supposed to be the #1 pick overall, and I haven't heard from him since
Ollie Gordon.
Didn't he get a DUI to start the season, and then I ain't heard from him since?
Man, listen, Mike is my guy. You want to know why? He's been my guy since 2011. When they lost that goddamn game to Iowa State, got us in the damn championship again. Or was it Minnesota? It was one of them they lost to, Oklahoma State. We needed them to lose. They did what they had to do, and we got up in that game. So you gonna keep getting your ass whooped like that, then it's on you.
We gotta let's keep our eye to this situation and try to figure out and keep doing some deep dive and investigation and figure out what really happened. 'Cause y'all got me thinking right now, JB, and I feel you. I don't think what he's saying is what really happened. Because if that was the case, just show your face anyway.
Allegedly, we don't want to get sued.
Yep,
we don't want to get sued.
Allegedly, just show your face. If it was a cow, it's cool. If it was just a cow, nothing to be embarrassed about. So
I'm curious how a cow gives somebody a black eye. I've never seen it. Show me.
I've never seen a cow. Cows are nice. They be chilling. The cow don't do nothing.
That's what I'm saying. They're like sheep, right?
Yeah, T-Rich, have you ever seen a cow buck a motherfucker? It's not a bull.
Not a cow, homie. No.
Nah.
He specifically said a cow.
Yeah.
See, I think Mike might be a little, and his person wrote a script for him, right? And he fucked up and said cow instead of saying donkey or some shit that could actually kick him, maybe.
He said pretty face. He said pretty face. He mentioned that. T-Rich looked at T-Rich heard that and was like, what? And then we heard that. Then we heard some sort of farm animal. I'm curious onto this because I am going to be honest. I've coached a long time, 23 years. I played a long time, another 20 years. I'm trying to figure out at what point after an ass whipping that they just took, where I go home and I'm not with my staff, my players, or something getting ready for the next week, and I got time to go fuck around with my cow and my horses. I'm curious. I'm asking him, make me better, Mike Gundy. Make me a better coach. How did you find the time to go play with the cows and the horses after that ass whooping? Don't you make $9 million a year?
I'm
just asking questions.
Hold on, Mike Gundy making $9 million a year?
I heard something like that after everything. Yeah,
that's what the streets are saying. T.
Hey, Stillwater is still. By the way, Stillwater has one of the richest donors in all of America, and I don't understand why. Stillwater got some cold shit now. Their facility is unbelievable. I don't know why they haven't won more than what they've won, and I don't know how this guy continues to be the coach. This guy holds something fierce over president in that institution. He must have saw something. He might have saw a cow. He might have saw a cow and a horse running through something. I don't know. He holds something over them.
You got my mind. You got Inspector Gadget right now. You got my mind racing. T. Rich is over here in deep thought right now, trying to calculate the fact you said $9 million.
Everything there is named after the Boones. Boone Stadium, Boone this, Boone that. T. Boone is like a multi-billionaire. He's one of the biggest collectives in America. Big oil tycoon, big money. I don't get it.
Paris, you might want to cut this whole little thing up and put some investigator Law and Order music underneath it, because we on to something right now. JB got my mind racing.
I do remember an episode, but that was a bull who was trying to chase y'all, wasn't it? Was it a bull out there or was it a cow? That was a bull, right?
At practice, JB.
It was a bull. It was a bull.
It was a bull, yeah. Y'all was on the other side. Y'all took off. Y'all was 4 football fields over. Y'all was still
Hey. Have you noticed that Snoop Dogg and the Kelce's are on everything?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You think it's fun? It's ironic that this Diddy shit is out so heavy right now. You think something? I'm just saying, it's weird. That motherfucker Snoop's on everything. Like Snoop was in London and then he was in Long Beach. I'm like, goddamn, what do you got? A solar jet? How the fuck was he in London with an Olympic? Motherfuckers in like this cat Snoop is everywhere. I hate. Man, I love Snoop, and I'm like, no, Snoop, no, don't be on this list. Don't be on this list. But anyway, let's dive into some football. Smitty, where'd you go?
Hey man, the only thing I got to say, man, I know I went to go get some beard oil. It wasn't no more oil available, so this is crazy right now.
I wonder why my shit's so dry. I've been wondering. I can't find the shit. So they took all the other oils out of, because they can't make beard oil or any oil. That's why my Cadillac, Smitty, I fucking ran out of oil in my fucking car, homie.
That's why my hair look dry, because I ain't got no oil sheen.
All the oil that goes into other shit. That's why I haven't cooked in weeks.
I've been fucking baking on the baking shit. I can't fry nothing. T-Rich?
All the oil that goes into the other essential oils is all gone because Costco, Walmart, and Sam's Club sold all the oil.
Say it, JB. Fuck.
What are we doing? What are we doing? This shows.
What would Nick say?
Damn guys, you in the oil.
Man. But let's keep this thing rolling real quick. I know we always talk high football with you.
Guys are getting the oil up and shit. God damn, guys.
Smitty needs some fucking oil. That motherfucker throat dry as shit. You thirsty throat?
Are you flaming me right now? Don't do it.
Hey, T-Ray, you ever seen Jamie Foxx stand up? My throat is dry. A thirsty throat. My throat is dry. This motherfucker's had a dry throat for 3 weeks. He missed 2 weeks, and then the motherfucker come back with a dry-ass throat. I'm like, what's this cat been doing?
Smith, where you been, man? You been good?
I missed 4 days because I had to go to my 9 to 5. I had to fill in for the morning show at Fox Sports where I work at, which is my 9 to 5, which pays the bills. So JB knew that ahead of time. I gave him a week notice. Hey, JB. Hey, Jason. I'm going to be gone Thursday, Friday.
Don't call me Jason.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because I got to fill in for the morning show. He said, okay, bet, handle your business. I know you got bills to pay. I know I ain't paying you nothing. Take care of your business. Now, in hindsight,
don't lie to all these people out here. Don't lie to all these people.
Now he want to
don't lie to all these people out here like that. Don't lie to all these people like that. I just sent you 20 grand. Don't tell everybody.
Melly, what's that picture of the coach we had that looked just like JB the other day? Go find that for me and pull it back up here, please.
T-Rich, I'm lying about that, T-Rich. See, I'm lying about 20 grand. But I sent him $20, and $20 is like some
Big
tens.
stretch.
Some tens, but they clean though.
Hey, I know my boy be going through hell out there in LA in that traffic. I see that every day. He done fell in love with it. He go through hell so much out there.
He do a video every day. He do a video every day. And
the people love it.
Hey, Smitty, we know fucking traffic ain't going nowhere in LA. You don't do a video every day, homie.
The people ask for it. I give it to them, homie. Don't be a hater.
Stop collaborating with me on those fucking same videos,
I'm going to
homie.
do it today. And you better accept, homie. If you don't accept, I'm going to press you. Accept or get pressed. Let me ask you this real quick, T-Rich. I know we talk about all the time.
I'll be in studio tomorrow. We'll be in studio tomorrow.
Okay, and if you don't accept my post today, I'm going to press you. Go ahead, T-Rich.
I got one for y'all. What did y'all think about? I don't know if y'all seen that video of Sabin analogy of losing your team and being a good coach and going through, what he went through and, how he kind of gave the examples and, just listening to it and just like getting context from it, like as a, newer coach stepping into the role, like, bro, that's big to hear. And like for these coaches that's been around a long time and don't know how to relate to these kids, like like you were saying, there's different ways to coach different guys, and some guys are not. And JB, you know this. Some guys just can't take the ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? They got to be patted on the back. You don't do it every time, but it's a certain way to do it, and you don't have to just cuss them out every time. Now, I think what Nick was saying back in 98 or 99, he said he learned the difference in that. He learned that. Yeah.
You learned it.
I thought it was big because, we look at Nick Saban as like just royalty, as we should, right? Call him the GOAT. If you're not the GOAT, you got him in your top 3. He ain't number 3. And to hear that even that guy had to go through a learning curve and a struggle early in his career, I think this says a lot. And like you said, if you're a young coach in today's game, seeing that video, it just, I don't know, gives you some hope, gives you some understanding, gives you just a mindset of just knowing that, hey, I might have to shift some things that I'm doing in order to take that next step, in order to grow. So I did see that video. I know it was going around online. So that's real. That's real.
Yeah,
so
listen, I treated the team the same, T-Rich, as probably Sabin did the same thing with you all. You have non-negotiables. We don't miss this. We don't miss that. We're not late to this. We're not late to that. If you are, you deal with it as a team. Now, individually, T-Rich, I might talk to you totally different than I talk to fucking Mac, to Lacey. I might talk to you totally different than I talk to Julio. I might talk to you totally different than I talk to, what was the QB's name at the time?
McElroy
or whatever.
McCann.
Everyone's different. Everyone's different, and everyone's buttons get pushed differently. But as a unit, collectively, we got one mission. But philosophy-wise, every single kid, I might cuss T-Rich out, and he ain't the guy to cuss out. He a great kid. He's gonna take it, but I didn't get through to him though. And like, when do you realize that you coach good kids that just take ass rippings? But I'm looking at it like ass ripping ain't getting through to him. He takes it, but it ain't helping him. And then the ass ripping may help Marshawn Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
As he said yesterday on the show, he's like, I actually like coaches cussing me out. If I was wrong, I took it like a man. That's when you realize, I think, in my opinion, that you know what button to push for each guy. Like Rakeem Boyd, he wasn't a cuss out guy. He was like, I had a come here, son. Emmett Gooden, cuss that motherfucker out every day. You know what I mean? Malik Henry, you could do either or with him. But it depends. You got to learn your team, man. That's when relationships are. That's why I don't believe
Like, how was it with you and Bobby? Bobby, was it Bobby?
Bobby was like a son. Bobby was like a son, so motherfuck him every day. And he took it because he grew up in it. His mama talked to him much more worse than I talked to him.
Yeah.
And see, people don't realize that. Like, I already had the relationship with his mama and with his coach, and that's the reason he came to me. So like, I tried 5 times he got caught doing something and I saved him. And then I'm like, come on, dog, number 6, I can't allow no more, or I'm losing integrity now. And I tried to say that.
That was the biggest thing for me. Like you saying with Bobby Joe, like I had that guy in high school. Like I had like you had the motherfucker Bobby Joe, like, but it was probably easy hearing it from you because he heard it from his mama for so long. Like I heard it from my mama.
It didn't hurt him
my
at
mama
all.
was a sailor. You know what I'm saying? My mama was a sailor, but she had to be like that. She had nothing but boys. You know what I'm saying? It's some situations where you got to be, okay, how does a woman raise a man? Like you can't. You can't initially. Like we all say, yeah, my mama did it. Yeah, she did. She showed us what we need. But as a man, I couldn't get what I needed from a man.
Nope.
As a father figure, and I learned that from my coaches. I learned that from my big brothers. You know what I'm saying? Even with my big brothers, like they didn't know they was doing it correct or wrong. You know, they were just going along with. They've learned from somebody else, not technically their father, and so like like that's what I'm learning now, man. My biggest thing I had to swallow, man, was, and I think you said this, JB, and it hit me hard. When I heard Coach Sabin say the same thing, one thing you're going to learn about this business, you can't serve them all. And to hear that, and to finally, like, meet that one, man, I got a kid, bro, is so talented, y'all. So talented. His situation is bad at home. The kid just falling into, like, he'll have a good week, have 2 or 3 good weeks. Then all of a sudden, he ain't at practice for 2 days or a day. Or he at practice, somebody that said something to him that's not me, and he ain't practicing no more. You know what I'm saying? Like he might as well not even be at practice. And so it's one of them things where it's like
he's there but not there. Yep.
Yeah, it's like, damn, like you really cannot save them all. And it's like, we talking about kids, bro. That's hard.
That's super hard, bro. I feel you.
You know what? Here's the cold
what
part.
do you do? Like, do you send them home, or do you take them out to, like, how do you even do that? Like, the kid ain't got, you know.
Here's the thing. First of all, it starts with, I think the coach has to have the it factor. I don't care what anyone says. If you don't have the it factor, I don't care, because you're seeing these kids leave these coaches left and right now because that coach don't have the it factor. He can't sell. He can't sell ice to the Eskimos. He can't sell a lemon to a car buyer. He can't sell these things, which is the great ones do. And I'm not gonna say I'm great, but the one thing I never lost was a kid. Never. And I can motherfuck them. I could cuss their ass out every day. They knew I was bringing a hamburger later in the dorm, and they knew I was going to save their ass from real life. And I had this conversation, Smitty, why Boost Mobile kicks in. I had this conversation with a coach on the boat the other day with a bunch of coaches. We were chilling on the boat. And T-Rich, I had this conversation with some coaches over the weekend, and they were talking about this in particular. These cats are coaching. The older heads like my age are coaching right now. They're coaching, and they got a bye week, so they came out to the boat, a buddy of mine, and he's like, JB, you ain't been more wrong, you're more right about this shit than I haven't heard anyone else talk about it other than you. These coaches that I'm coaching with on my staff are so fucking friendly and worried about losing the kid, and they are such a friend now, and they don't want to coach at all no more. It's about so my boy said, why don't you go to the club with these motherfuckers? Because you're so worried about losing them as a friend instead of fucking coaching them for life.
Yeah.
And I don't understand where we've lost this. And this is another reason why I say it's watered down, because we're not coaching these kids no more in life. We're just using them as a piece of meat in the meat market so my record can get me a new job as the coach. Where you know, T-Rich, what happened when cats recruited you and you walk on campus and the motherfucking coaches walk right by you like he don't know you.
Yeah.
That ain't changing. That really ain't changed much.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like that's what, and I hate to keep going back to Nick. That's what I appreciate about Nick, because people didn't realize or don't realize, like, Nick's not only coaching the players, he's coaching a coach too. And he's teaching these guys. Like, you got to. And what folks don't realize, like Nick losing like that, and to me, that was one of the hard fault reasons that Nick got out of it. Nick got the damn 4th of July. Nick got out of it because I remember him saying something to me. Like, I just came back one time, man. Me and Nick, we always, we always talk. I went and seen him 2 Mondays ago, and he, kind of broke something down to me, and it was just like I seen it from a different, perspective. But Nick he said something to me one day, and it was more of a, like, these coaches, it's hard to keep real coaches or to get real good coaches in. Because at a while, Alabama was like a coaching factory. You go there 2 or 3 years, or you go there a year, get that pedigree. It's like a rehabilitation center. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like a rehab for coaches over there. I mean, I think about it,
Pete Carroll SC, when you're successful, Pete Carroll SC had
Pete was that before. Yeah,
LSU, everyone's successful. You're gonna get it. NFL, look at Belichick, lost coaches every day. Charlie Weiss left to go be a college head coach at Notre Dame. Like, you're gonna lose coaches when you're doing this. But I've been saying this for a while, man. It's just it is what it is. This is where we are now. We're too many guys friends. At the end of the day, that's why I wrote a book, Hate Me Now, Love Me Later. Because I don't understand why you can't love me now and love me later. It just not. Your girlfriend don't love you now and is not gonna love you later. She gonna love you now and hate you later. Hate me now and love me later. If you go through the hard times with me, then I promise you'll be with the easy times. It'll be like a cakewalk.
JB, but what if I hate you now and I hate you later, JB?
Well, that's what I want from you. But I'm saying, like, regular folks that I care about, like, I hate me now, love me later.
Gotcha. Okay. I was going to make sure. See, real quick, I know we talk college football with you all the time, but this is big NFL news. Got to get your opinion. The Jets traded for Devante Adams. He's tagging along. He's back with his guy, Aaron Rodgers. What's your initial reaction and the take to seeing this happen?
We knew it was going to happen. I mean, to save both of those guys' career right now, and I'm not to say Aaron's, to put that topping on it. You know what I'm saying? Even Devante, because I don't think Devante got a Super Bowl yet, right? Like, to put that mark on them to end their careers. And I'm not saying Devante's done with, but we know Aaron's coming to the end of his career.
Yeah,
we get that. Devante might got another 2 or 3. But I mean, if he get with Aaron, right? And so he done got with Aaron, so Aaron might have gave him like 2 or 3 years left. You get what I'm saying? Because it's coming to a point to where now with him, and it's just being real. Like, Devante, you have been a man for a long time. And you have quietly been a man for a long time. He's just really starting, when it came to, he wanted to be traded and all this other stuff, in which I get it, man. Like, bro, like, they wasn't getting you no more help other than what you had out there with Aaron, right? And you probably played a couple years of Randall Cobb, but I don't know how long he played at Randall. But other than that, I mean,
I don't think Devante helps the Jet team. Do you think I don't think Devante helps the Jets.
I think that's going to be the best situation for him.
That's what I'm saying, for him, but I don't think it helps the Jets. The Jets are bad. Like, they're damaged good. Like, there's a lot of missing pieces. O-line's horrible. They can't protect. They can't run the football really on a consistent basis. And if you can't run the football, you think you're going to chunk it around to Garrett Wilson and Devante Adams all day, Smitty. You're tripping. This ain't the old NFL.
But even just watching last night's game, for example, which I know we talked about this earlier in the show, so we got some new listeners in here who would tune in. But look at last night's game specifically, and we saw the drops that guys were having, even drops from Garrett Wilson in the middle of the field.
And that's the thing is, like, y'all got the potential. Like, y'all got everything y'all need.
I'm just telling you, the Bills aren't very good either. I'm be honest. You got to look at both sides. You got to really be a double-edged sword here, because I'm just telling you, the Bills are 4-2, and they're not really good. Like, I'm telling you, the AFC is wide open. I get that the Chiefs are 5-0. I get the Ravens are ascending. But at the same time, the Chiefs could be 1-4. Look at their games. They haven't won a game over 7 points all year long. Mahomes, who's the MVP favorite, I have no idea how. We know how. That's the Swifties and all that. But he's not even a top 10 in any stat. And he's an MVP front runner. I don't get that.
It's crazy. You don't really hear that much about Mahomes this year. I haven't really heard that.
I know. And he's the he's the MVP favorite. How does that work? Like, see what I'm saying? I don't know.
Imagine this real quick, Henry. Your guy, Derrick Henry, leading the league in rushing touchdowns. Seems like they have figured it out. The dynamic between him and Lamar in Baltimore. I guess how impressive has it been to see Henry at this point in his career still look like the top back in this game?
I mean, bro, they're gonna be able to do that for another 2 or 3 years, and I say that because them linebackers are too damn small. And like when you get to that next level, bro, like I've heard guys tell me, like, bro, that's a business decision you got to make to hit you. And Derek a foot taller than me, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that man running like that at 260, bro, and he's not slow. He got that Florida speed on him. Like, think about that. Like, bro, ain't nobody trying to hit that man, especially if he get the going downhill. Like, Baltimore figured it out. Like, they okay, let's go back and look at your Alabama film. Let's see let's go call Lane. You know what, Isaac, get on the phone. Isaac, this is what we do. Look, you call down there to Bama, you call Nick, you get Nick up here, or whoever his office coordinator was, we go talk. We're going to go through his playbook. We're going to go through all his runs. We're going to see what was Derek best at. Matter of fact, call Coach Burns. Call his running back coach. I'm pretty sure they did all the resources that they have. They have called every one of them to make sure that they're in a best predicament to win that damn AFC.
Yeah.
They're in the AFC, right?
AFC, yeah. AFC, yep.
And to hopefully to get in that championship game, bro, because I feel like with them two doing their thing, I think they need one more piece on the receiving end. They get one more piece on their receiving end, man. I think they gonna be a contender, a real live contender, hands down. If they let Lamar do Lamar stuff.
Zay Flowers looking like starting to get better each week, though. He's looking like a real number one out there. He had 9 catches last week, I want to say, for 100-something yards. Rashad Bateman's finally seen, knock on wood, healthy right now. So I don't know. We'll see, man. We shall see. JB.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I got an interesting take real quick on the college side, though.
Yeah, give it to me real quick, and then I'm going to ask him about Friday night and then how Hoover's been looking.
And if he's going to be that, let me ask you, you know why I say football's watered down in college, T-Rich? And I'm going to be honest. Number one, because Dabo Sweeney is going to figure out how to win it his way, meaning not going in the portal, getting guys to stay, getting the foundation the old way that it was. Matt Rule's going to do the same in Nebraska. Those two guys are the only ones that are standing on business saying, we're not going to go in the portal, we're not going to lose 50, we're not going to gain 50 new ones. But why all of a sudden, ironically, are both Army and Navy undefeated, but yet we're saying football is not watered down in college football? You know why? Because those guys don't leave. They stay. They're the most disciplined programs in America. They're the smartest kids in America, and they're sticking there. And why, ironically, are they both undefeated in the most watered-down era ever to be football season? I think there's something to it. I don't know. We need to clip that because I'm just telling you, they're both in a watered-down system, undefeated. And I don't think we've ever seen it this way. Because if it wasn't watered down and there was the teams that we think are supposed to be what they are, Army and Navy wouldn't be this good. It's just fact. And they're blowing out teams. Navy's blowing fools out, by the way.
Can you see Navy and Army in the playoffs, though? Like,
you know what? It's the crazy part. Don't fuck around and let Navy and Army in the playoff because they're a triple option. Both run triple option. You know damn well
that's so hard, man. That's so hard to stop, man.
Hey, you don't have a disciplined team who's sound and locked in and smart, you will get gashed. I played Army every year, so I know
Georgia State. I think Georgia State put up 300 yards on this.
One mistake.
Hey, you played Army, Smitty. You played Army, Smitty, but Nick and him would hate playing Paul Johnson's Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia State,
Georgia Southern,
Georgia Southern. That's what it was. Georgia Southern. I hated
that. Georgia State. Those triple option teams are not easy to fucking play. And then
it's a completely new defense for that week, y'all. I'm telling you, whatever you've been learning your whole entire summer and whole time for that week, scratch it. It's a whole nother defense that week.
Hey, let Army and Navy get in the playoff and play somebody with a week time to get ready for. Because the Army Navy will win their first round. And then in a week's time, they're going to have to play somebody. And they're like, oh, shit, I got to play Army and Navy in a fucking.
Wouldn't that be something if Army won the whole thing and during an election year?
Or Navy? Shit.
I fuck Army more, though, but yeah.
Hey, let me ask you, if that happens, though, will you come on this show and say football is watered down?
If that happens, I will come here and I will say that. Yes, I will.
All right.
If they win it all.
All right.
Real quick, T-Rich, before we talk about Hoover and you being head coach over there, I just saw Ball State got Vandy next. So, you know what? I know I came on this show and I was yelling at you and all that stuff, but you still my brother, right? So, what I'm going to do for you and what Ball State's going to do for Bama, we going to give y'all that payback that I know y'all want. We going to Vandy this Saturday, and we going to take care of business. Upset alert, Ball State, chirp, chirp, Cardinal and White. We going to take care of business for y'all because you my brother. So I'm going to call head coach, Coach Mike New. I'm going to talk to the team. I'm going to say, listen, don't do this for me. Don't do this for you. Do this for T-Rich and the Alabama Crimson Tide. I got your back, T-Rich. I just want to throw it out there, T.
I'm betting $100. I'm betting $100 that Vandy wins by 50 or more.
Ooh, 50. Ooh, damn.
I'm gonna bet $100 that Vandy wins by 50 or more.
Show your betting slip. I want to see it.
Wow. I was gonna say
no, I bet you.
Ooh.
I'm betting you.
Please bet. Please bet. For real, right now?
Yeah, I'm betting you.
Shake my hand right now. 50 or more. Shake on it right now. Shake on it. Shake on it right now.
Yeah, Vandy's gonna win by 50.
Bet good.
Bet good. You saw it, T-Rich. You saw it. Clip this off, baby. I don't want no running back. 50 or more.
Hey, if y'all win that thing, I'm wearing a Ball State shirt. Tuesday.
If Ball State beats Vandy, then you actually have to say football's watered down Monday.
Nah, bro.
No,
look. Vandy's on a high right now, homie. They beat Bama, and then
so Vanderbilt beat Alabama, and then you're gonna lose to Ball State?
No. They beat Bama, they beat Kentucky, so they're on a crazy high right now.
Yeah,
they look at Ball State like, oh, Ball State, these guys are fucking shit. They barely beat Kent State. This is the Super Bowl for us. This is the Super Bowl for us. We got to go out there and handle business.
It means you just almost lost to Kent State, homie. Kent State.
We must win this game. Onward now, you Cardinals. Bring glory to
you gonna be that new AC over there?
Fight.
You gonna be over there at Hoover? You gotta be that new AC over there? Or T-Rich, Tuesday, always a pleasure. We'll see you next week.
Here's to both our colors, Cardinal and White. Here's to a victory. So fight. Ball State.
You think Shador knows the Colorado Buffalo fight song?
They know it now because I actually saw them singing it with the president or the AD like 2 weeks ago in the locker room. So I think they actually know it now.
Oh, Bubba's on TV. Where we at?
It's how the video game characters be looking like. You know, you playing the game and you ain't got to the mode yet. They be standing like this. JB, what's wrong with you, homie? Homie.
No, we don't give third and fourth chances, homie. We don't give you third and fourth chances. You had your fucking shot. You had your shot. Fuck, man. You're lying, by the way. Stop lying. You didn't try. Hey, Smitty, I tried to put a condom on, but I got a bit pregnant.
You got to do it, homie.
What?
You got to do it. You can't be half pregnant. You got to do it. Either do it or you don't do it. God said, don't be lukewarm. Be hot or cold. If you lukewarm, I spit you out my mouth. Point blank, period. That's what it is. You know, I saw a video today, JB.
No Diddy.
We got to stop saying the no Diddy and the no Paul stuff, bro. Because like the way I grew up, man, like, because now by you saying Paul and no Diddy and all that stuff, it's making you think about that stuff every time you say something. It's making you think about stuff every single time you say a word, which in essence it's kind of like a reverse effect. It almost makes you. So I'm saying, like, let's just go back to the old school, bro. Like, say what you want and mean what you say. I don't have to like be hesitant about what I say. If I say, "Oh shit, that was hard," okay, that was hard. That was tight. That was cool to see. We ain't got to be on that. Let's remove that no diddy. Let's change the culture. Let's not just be followers, JB. So from here on out, you and I on this show will never say no diddy. We'll never say pause or any related synonym to that moving forward. We're going to say what we want to say on this show, and we're going to mean what we say on this show, and that's that. So
you see what he did there, right? I just want to make sure everybody out there understands what he did there. We don't even need to talk about it, but I only say it's fuck with him. So anyway, let's go. Let's move on real quick. Can we have a little debate before we do hell yeah, hell no?
Yeah, you got 3 minutes to debate.
This is not my brother. I want to throw it out there. Make sure that we understand this is not my brother. I'm not a fucking German, fucking Nazi, fucking.
They're just alike, man. You got breasts, the same breasts, the same flabby stomach, flabby arm.
I don't have. Look at my titties now, homie. Mine don't sag though.
Turn to the side. Don't lean back.
I'm not straight. Like, look.
Hold on, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
I'm not, homie. It don't change. I've lost. I'm 251 now, homie. You saw it's solid now. Look at it. Jiggle. What's that song? That fucking
jiggle.
Song?
It is it's something like that. Jiggle.
Yeah.
You almost too skinny now. You skinny as hell. I saw you at the casino the other day. You skinny as fuck. Like, I'm concerned if me and you got into a fight with another group, I don't know if you can hold your own now.
You crazy. I ain't never that skinny.
You skinny, homie. Like you
just used to sell me at 300 pounds. That's why.
Yeah, I know, but now you 238, 240, homie.
55, homie.
Get on the scale, homie. I saw you. You're not 50.
I'm
in the 50s.
I scale every day, homie.
If you ain't in the 50s, it's just because you're tall. That's the only reason why you're in the 50s. Like, you skinny, homie. You skinny though, homie.
I lost everything, like my ass, everything. All my athleticism's gone.
Yeah.
I gained my dick though. Dick got bigger. I don't know how that worked.
That only makes sense, homie.
Yeah, it worked. Can we dive into something real quick though?
Yeah, we got 2 minutes.
No, we don't. Ashton Genty's the best player in college football. Can we just be honest? Like I know what Travis Hunter is, and I know that he's an anomaly and a freak and all that, but he's not available. I can't put him in the situation, in the conversation. What he's doing, Ashton Genty, what he's doing on pace to break Barry Sanders' records. We got to stop with the strength of schedule talk because I'm just going to be honest. I've seen Andre Ware win a Heisman. I've seen Ty Detmer win a Heisman. And I told you that in the text the other day, and you saw how fast I responded because I didn't have to look it up because I remember when I was watching this as a young kid. They had the 15th, 20th ranked strength of schedule when those individuals won the Heisman. It ain't about strength of schedule because when we used to vote for Heismans, it used to be our eyes and the voters who actually voted. Now you got political people voting. You got fucking Condoleezza Rice involved. You got it's not a politic fucking event or a trophy. This should be the best player to our eyeballs, regardless of who they are, playing each weekend. What this kid is doing is nothing less than phenomenal. Like, let's just be real. Like, come on, man. We got to stop with this bullshit and start talking about who he played. Listen, he has Oregon on his schedule. Travis doesn't. And Oregon just beat who? Ohio State?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So guess what? It put their quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, now in the conversation. But at least Genty and Boise State actually played Oregon pretty damn good, close. He had 2 touchdowns in that game. So you can't say schedule because everyone he's played, he's done the same exact thing. If he would have went up to Oregon in Autzen and just 19 carries for 11 yards, then come at me. But that's not what happened. And he's the reason they were in the game. and he scored twice, and he's dominated everybody he's gone against. And you and on the other side can say, well, it's who's on our schedule. That's who's on our schedule. That's all we could do. Like, dog, the guy's the best player. And I think we got to start just calling it what it is. The best player should win the Heisman. Devante Smith was the best player in college football a couple years ago. He was the first non-QB in a while. If it's a quarterback rule, just call it a quarterback award. It's not. If it's the best player, which is supposedly next to the Heisman Trophy on the fine print, then it's the best player. And he's the best player. And listen, if Colorado was rolling and Travis was healthy and playing, I'd say Travis. I'm just keeping it real. But he's not, and they're not. And Boise has one loss. They're ranked. They're ranked. I mean, come on, man. We got to start calling it what it is. Listen, he's on pace to have 100 less carries than Barry with 200 more yards and one more touchdown than Barry. Right now, that's what he's on pace to do.
It's insane.
Just throw that out there. 100 less carries than Barry, 200 more yards, and one more touchdown. Think about that stat.
It's insane.
And just say that he's.
I guess a different era, different defense, a different scheme. I get all that, but regardless, control what you can control. What he's doing right now, if he stays on this pace, we've literally never seen it from a number standpoint. So I'm actually agree with you right now.
Like, especially, will he be the best NFL back and all this? I don't know, but we thought Reggie.
Come on, right now, Heisman, right?
Yeah, it's a Heisman, dog. I don't want to talk about what he's going to be. Shaun Salisbury and I argue every Sunday about this. Shaun said, well, it's the Heisman. It's what you're doing in college. Then it is Genty.
And Travis missed the game, too. So
because
it's like,
Shaun thinks it's Cam Ward and Dylan Gabriel. And I'm like, no.
Because Cam, contrary to belief, Cam Ward has actually not played amazing, not consistently.
No.
He's actually put them in holes and then dug them out of holes, and then we praise him for digging them out. But he's the reason why they're in there. You know,
that's the thing. See, that's the thing. People don't listen. This guy right here, this absolute fucking nobody with a lowercase first name, by the way.
D. Regalo says, please don't compare Jitsi to Barry Sanders. Please, bruh.
Have we compared him to Barry Sanders at all?
Nope. You just listed a literal fact as far as the pace that he's on collegiately of where he would surpass Barry collegiately from a number standpoint. That's all he said.
We said best player right now deserves the Heisman. It's him. Period. He should be the front runner. And then you throw those other quarterbacks in the mix. And then if Alabama goes on a run, then you get Milroe back in the mix. And if Ohio State goes on a run, then maybe the wideout gets in the mix. I don't know. But listen, this is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Hell yeah, hell no, Smitty. It's time for you to go.
Let's do it. Hell yeah or hell no. Brought to you by BetUS. Go use promo code Coach JB. New users. What they get, JB, is 150% up to $2,000? And then 125% past that?
Of your first buy-in. If you can buy in a second and third time, you get 125%.
Crazy, man. Come on now. Go to BetUS right now. But it's time for hell yeah or hell no. Hell yeah or hell no. The Jets will make the playoffs.
I'm going to say hell yeah to my point earlier today. I think that the AFC is ripe for the picking. I think that now you got Devante, which is going to make Aaron more comfortable. I don't think it makes the Jets better per se than it does the AFC just being average.
But if Aaron's more comfortable, in fact, they're better.
Yeah, they could be better. I just think there's going to be a lot of offense that needs to happen. They're still going to hit some bumps in the road. And what it does is hopefully it helps Garrett Wilson become what we all thought he should be and make those catches last night because they win. You catch that ball, they win. Mm-hmm. You make a few field goals, they win. But
I like Garrett as a number 2, actually, though.
Less
pressure and not getting the second corner on him.
Yeah, over the last year and a half, I think he is a 2.
Like a real good 2.
Yeah. Like real quick, if you go around the league, he better than AJ Brown? No. Even to your point, I don't think he's better than Lockett, and you think DK Metcalf's still elite. I don't, but you do. So we're saying he's not a 1 in Seattle. He's not a 1 over Debo or Ayuk or any of those at Frisco. He's not better than Cooper Kupp or Nakua in LA. He's not better than – is he better than Amari Cooper in Cleveland? because that's their one. I don't know if he is or not.
Now he might be now. I'm not gonna lie. I've been
Okay.
watching.
Is he better than CeeDee Lamb and then Dallas? Is he better than anyone in Houston? Is he better than Nico? Is he better than Diggs? Is he better than Dale? Like, let's be real. Look around the league. Is he better than Pittman? Is he better than Pittman in Indianapolis? Is he better than Pittman? Is he better than Mike Evans and Godwin, who Godwin had 15 catches the other day? Is he better than even Devante Smith? And then just go around the league. Is he better than Marvin Harrison right now with a horrible quarterback? Like, look around.
I mean,
the
right
league.
now you got to.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
you know what I'm saying, though. I just ran it off the top of my head, and I just named 7-8 teams that he's probably not a 1 on.
It's kind of weird. I don't think he's a 2, but he's not a 1. he's like a tween. He's like 1B. He's like a tweener. He's kind of like Devante Smith. I think that's the best comp, actually. Like I think Devante could in moments be a 1, but you
know what that's called?
What?
A 2.
Yeah.
All right,
hell yeah or hell no. Jameis Winston will start for the Browns before the season is over. I'm gonna say hell yeah.
Can we play? Isn't there a video we had about this, or no?
No.
Okay, I thought I'm wrong. I thought Bailey had a video or something. There, I saw something somewhere.
You probably saw something on Twitter.
Stefanski made a comment somewhere, and he said the reason Jameson won't. Here it is, right here. Bailey, good shit.
Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski on why they won't try Jameis Winston at QB. I think Deshaun Watson gives us the best chance to win. Continues to give us the best chance to win, and we need to play really good football at his position and at every position to be successful. Duh, that's an obvious fucking comment to make it at the end of the statement. He basically said a lot of nothing. He basically, I don't have an answer to why Jameis ain't starting, but I know the answer: 230 M's, and your owner ain't allowing you to do it.
See, if I'm the head coach, Stefanski, knowing I'm a lame duck coach, I go in there and swap cues and just make him fire me. That's what I would do. The Jets just did it. You saw a little spark on offense. I think the roster and the locker room are begging for Jameis Winston.
You know, and I know this is going to sound kind of crazy when I say it, but I bet you that a part of Kevin Stefanski is going to sound crazy, but a part of him is hoping that Deshaun just gets like hurt a little bit. Not nothing crazy severe, but just hurt enough to where he has to get out the game. And just Jameis just has to come in because they have no other choice. And Jameis balls out. Because if that happens, now it's almost like a way. It's a smooth way of getting Jameis in the game. A smooth way of getting Jameis in the game without, making the decision, so to speak, to where now maybe you're saving your job, without just going.
Maybe I'm going to be honest. This is why my old school ass yelling at the clouds from the porch is the way I am, because I grew up in the era where in the NFL, which even though we disagreed back in the day because we thought we played the gladiator sport of all sports, but we had in our contracts, there was no jet skiing in the off season. There was no hiking. There was no snow skiing. There was none of these things. It was in our contract because of the injuries that could occur. And on the flip side, there were no guaranteed contracts. And everybody bitched and moaned. And now player empowerment has gotten to these guarantees, and it's been the worst thing for football, the guaranteed contract, because look at what's happening out here. Look at what we're seeing. You just got buyer's remorse over and over and over and over. That's what we have right now. And now there's no reneging. You can't get back what you gave. So now it's like, where are we at? Trevor Lawrence. Look, all these guys that we're looking at now, Tua possibly with the injury. All these issues that you paid guys upfront money to, and you're not getting a return on your investment, ROI. And I just think that's where we are, man. It's a bad situation. So, by
the way, Russell Wilson, I think it will be starting this week. Tom Pelissero posted this 2 minutes ago. The Steelers plan to give Russell Wilson first team reps in practice this week, putting him in line to make his season debut and start Sunday night against the Jets.
I called it. On my third, if you watch my fastest 3 minutes, go watch it.
You love being the first person to call, son. It makes you it makes your thing hard. It makes your little wee hard. It's like you love being I told you so. You need a segment called I told you so. Like you know
what it's called?
What?
It ain't bragging if it's true.
Yeah, but like a broken clock is right 2 times out of a day.
No, but it ain't bragging. Russell Wilson versus right more than 2 times though.
We might see Russell Wilson versus Aaron Rodgers Sunday night.
Is that who plays?
They play the Jets next, homie.
Here's the thing, homie. Listen to this.
I like Aaron better than Russ.
Listen to this. I told you this. Tomlin is old school. And old school coaches, myself included, you don't lose your job because of injury. And that's just the truth. And I think that was waiting to happen until he was fully healthy and you get your rightful job back because he didn't lose it, right? If you lost it, it's something else. You didn't lose it because of competition. You lost it because of injury. So he's old school, and he's like, we're not going to lose. You're not going to lose what you didn't lose.
Right.
So
I'll give you a chance. Right.
I mean, so we'll see. We'll
Now,
see.
if he go out there and he throws for 145 yards, throws 2 picks, no touchdowns, we might see Justin Fields back in that game, late in the game, running the ball and trying to lead the Steelers to a victory. So we'll see.
I think it makes the Steelers a better team. Now I think you can sprinkle in Justin Fields and run straight triple. That's what I think makes you better.
It almost reminds me of like the Saints with Taysom Hill, especially the
come in
old
and run
Saints with him and
straight
Breeze.
triple. Come in and run straight triple. Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
And Justin's a team guy. He's the guy to do that. Most guys may say, my agent wants to trade now. So
now, he'll kill triple, and then every now and then sprinkle in a little trick off the triple. He actually throws them
RPO,
wide open.
play pass, yeah.
Yep. I love it.
Right. Go ahead.
I forgot we were still doing this. We went off on a tangent. Hell yeah or hell no. Tennessee will win versus Alabama this weekend. This is a tough one because they both look kind of bad right now.
Nah, I think Alabama has to either bounce shit or get off the pot. I'm going to say hell no. Tennessee's kind of showing me who they are. They haven't played nobody up to this game, and they've been struggling in conference play. I think that's who they are. I think Alabama wins.
Did Tennessee lose this week?
No, they lost to Arkansas, and then they struggled versus Florida.
Your boy Nico's out there, though. Damn.
Doesn't look great lately.
I'm going to give it to Tennessee. Tennessee bounces back this game, bounce back, meaning go back to playing the way we saw him early in the year. I think Nico has a big-time game. Bama looks weird right now, man. I don't know. I can't trust Bama right now. I'm going to give it to Tennessee on the upset. All right, 2 more. Hell yeah or hell no? Well, 1 more because you already answered this question. So hell yeah or hell no? Lincoln Riley will be fired after this season.
Fuck, fired? I don't know. I don't know if SC is a serious business corporation, organization, or team anymore. I don't know if SC really cares like they used to. They know they can't get the Pete Carrolls of the world anymore.
He's teaching over there.
So I've heard some rumors. I've heard some weird rumors though about Pete Carroll.
What'd you hear?
The other team may be interested in Pete Carroll services up the street or Westwood. And I heard that Pete's kind of interested in going over to Westwood to give SC a shit sandwich for how they did him wrong. And but anyway, I'm gonna say hell yeah. I'm gonna say hell yeah. Lincoln Riley's gone, and Urban Meyer will be the head coach at USC.
Shout out to my guy, Urban, man, Fox teammate. Hey, man, loaded show today, man. Great show at T-Rich, at Steve Kim, me
Shout
and
out to Jeff
JB.
Roman. Shout out to Jeff Roman, Smitty. Read it for the audio listeners.
Shout out to Jeff Roman. Member finally. I'm not a nobody. LOL.
Shout out. He's finally not a nobody.
He's a member. There you go, man.
You put a picture up there, you're somebody, though. See how everybody's a member? See, everybody has their picture that are real people that we know. If you put a picture up, now we could say that. So
Dang, Eddie Manyweather. Didn't jump in. I thought you was better than that, Eddie. Man, disappointed me.
And Eddie's just a fucking slapdick. He needs to stay quiet the rest of the year because your fucking Cowboys are fucking atrocious.
Hell yeah, hell no. Will the Cowboys miss the playoffs?
Yes, guarantee.
There he is. Last one. So there you go, Eddie, for not calling in. Appreciate y'all, man. Great energy all throughout, man. Make sure y'all, tell a friend about the Coach Jimmy Show with Big Smitty, the best show on Planet ERF. Continue to show love, man. Subscribers are going up.
Tomorrow in studio with No Mazzoni, Eye in the Sky Don't Lie, Coach Fred. We got to get some new film on the board tomorrow. We'll be in person, and we're back. Don't miss it.
BetUS gets you a ticker as well. First round performance. Come on, winnable.com/slap picks. We making big money. tag along.
Bailey, you can do it, Bailey. Bailey, you can do it. Come on in, Bailey. You can do it.
Bailey can actually do it though.
Yeah, that's right. I could actually do it.
Bailey can like literally do it.
Put it up, Bailey. Put it up, Bailey.
That's fine. Bailey.
Look at that. Look at the skin color though. I'm actually darker.
I don't care about none of that. I know Daddy. I know his parents, homie.
Oh, I gave him the sun for one day.
I know Bailey's parents, homie.
Why are you coughing, homie?
Bailey father, his pops is a me. We're the same color. That's your brother.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on now. Yeah.
Come on.
Anyway, dog, appreciate y'all, man. Great show. Shout out to Bailey for the 1 and 2. Shout out to Ash and Callie, Lucy in the chat, Sugar on the Rim, Hector, Kenny, Shane, Trent, and more. We back tomorrow live in studio. I'm gonna eat my Chick-fil-A. I'm gonna see y'all boys tomorrow.
Peace.
Issues get pressed so fast you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown, kill the ass a rap. We what the game's been missing.